Hey, Frosh. You're first, Frosh. Hey, James. Hold on one second. Almost done. Go talk whilst working on my first tech job as a Go engineer. Haven. Yeah. Hello. Howdy. Hey, Nubian.
Oh, that scared me.
Lithium! Damn, Lithium. 7 million lines of code. Lithium, what are you doing? It's not time. It's not time yet. Just finished the new YouTube vid and Prime goes live. Holy, I know, that was scary. I'm scared.
Welcome to Costco.
I love you. I love you too. All right, let's do this, people. Let's do this. 60 seconds in. I don't know what's going on. Paprika. Lithium. Are you trying to get me to play some D4 with you? I do want to get another evening or two of D4 in here soon. How do we refer to Go devs? Any cool names? Yeah, they call themselves Gophers. I don't know. That's their choice. I don't call them Gophers. Goofy Gophers. Ugh. Wait, stop it. Shut up. Just let me send my message. I don't want to see your little things. All right, there we go. There we go. And send. All right. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. You sound shrill today. I sound shrill every day. Okay,
Welcome
this
to
is my
Costco.
life. Hey, Red Anthrax, thank you. And Sprees, let's go.
Welcome to Costco.
Man, you guys have been around for a while. Played any Tarkov recently? No. Oh, yeah, I just spilled coffee on myself. Loving each other's moms. Ooh. You're a mother lover, I'm a mother lover. So why don't we love each other's mothers? Yeah. You mean go 1.2? Oh, is it 2. Oh, is it 2.1?
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Chat is cute. Are they? Are they?
Welcome to Costco.
Huh?
I love you.
Okay, just... hey, Prime, when is your interview with Honeypot? Like the one Fireship just did? I don't know. I doubt I doubt Honey Poot's gonna come and talk to me. It's 1.2 point. It's okay. My bad. I got the wrong version. I wanted to look at the arena stuff. Shinobu, Uwu, and Guru Shack, and Sid 90.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Honey Poo. I hate HR and recruitment managers. Holy cow. Okay, calm down. They offer a fresh to 32 and they are lowballing me. Okay, this is infuriating. Oh, yikes. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but that sounds cray-cray. A couple days ago, and I'm hooked. Hey. Hey, welcome, buddy. Hey, Lan, thank you very much. Welcome back, Lan. Hey, Guru Shack, thank you for that brand new T Prime. Let's go. Isn't this song a banger? You know, it starts off not sounding like a banger, and then it ends as one.
Welcome to Costco.
Who would have guessed?
I love you.
Who would have guessed? It starts off as not a cat jam and ends as a cat jam, right? I don't know what happened. I wasn't expecting it. Just because it doesn't sound like one. Leah's watch. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And Matthew Aux coming in with that T2.
Welcome to Costco.
I don't even know, to tell you the honest truth. Venzo, thank you very much. Henlo. For whatever reason, I read that as penis. I don't know why. My brain literally saw penis. Just straight up in my face. Venzel, or Vezil. Sorry, I said Ven. There's no N in there. That's probably where I got that penis from. Is V-E, you know, then I put an N, and then I saw an I, and then my brain just said penis. Penis. Yeah, penis. Shaman, thank you very much.
Welcome to Costco.
Prime, I missed you. Hey, I missed you too. I hate carrots very much. Okay, thank you. Add some like this. That's TJ. Where's TJ? TJ, I think, exclusively manages my stuff. Whoa. This Pen 15 talk. Yeah, Ben having fun joining in the Twitter debates with HTMX org with people who are very entrenched around front-end stat management. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Costco.
I like HTMX. Big fan. Nolius Inverbia. Thank you for the 8 months, 8-month streak, 8 months out of your mind. All 8s, triple 8s, baby. Thank you very much. I love carrots very much. I love carrots. Is Zuck cuck? Yeah, sure. Watch me not care. The only thing I want to... Okay, there is one thing I would like to see out of this whole thing. With this whole Zuck Elon thing, I did retweet it. Okay, that was funny, by the way. Good job, Donut Pointer. This right here. I propose a literal dick measuring contest. This got my attention, okay?
Welcome to Costco.
This, on the other hand, I feel like this is where it's at, okay? This is where it's at. This actual dick measuring. Get the microscopes ready, boys. Measuring nuts, baby. How can I help my friend get out of a rut with programming? That you got to encourage him, bring him along, but that's tough. But Twitter for boomers. Oh, really? Then what is, dude? Threads is definitely for boomers.
Welcome to Costco.
Bubba Logan.
I love you.
I propose a bank account measuring. They already do that, and it's boring. Who has more billions? That's a boring one. I propose literal dick measuring contest. It's the only true way. I'm on team.
Welcome to Costco.
I'm on team Elon on this one. I expect. I'm on team dick measuring contest. All social media is dead to me. Yeah, pretty much all social media is boring. I quit checking notifications at this point. I don't really like reading through my Twitter feed just kind of sucks and is boring. People are just so angry all the time. It's like literally Wheel of Time Book 3. Okay, thank you, Kenzie Dodds, for being positive. TJ's always positive. I like those two. Warren Buffering's hilarious. I like that. He's doing John Candy quotes, apparently. Then it's slowly, as you go down, I don't care. I like Batty. I don't care. I still don't care. I don't care. Pick is the funniest guy. Pick is the funniest reply guy. Pick is literally the funniest reply guy. Elon is overcompensating for something. I think everybody who has an opinion about Elon, I think y'all are just delusional. No offense. I don't have an opinion. I don't care. I don't know what he wants. I just don't care. Everyone that's super upset, go touch grass for a little while. Everyone that loves him, go touch grass. Okay? Pick which one you want and just go touch grass at the end of the day. Stop caring so much. It's just not worth your life, okay? There's real people you could be concerned about. Real people with real lives who could really love you. Go be concerned about them. Stop being concerned about this Elon business, okay?
I love you.
Stop. All I want is a cage fighting match or a dick measuring contest, and that's it. I don't want anything else. I don't care. Hey, Betar, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Any courses recommended for learning JavaScript language? No. Nobody cares. Stops them. Stop being so worried about it. Hey, yeah, Joe is 3 inches. I touch grass. Explain this real people concept further. I'm intrigued. How much, it could be. How much could be achieved? Imagine how much could be achieved in plastic surgery after a real duct measuring contest between millionaires. It is true. This is actually true. Buenos dias. What keyboard do I use? Kinesis Advantage 360. You know which one I do. You know which one. Okay, you know which one I'm coming in at.
Welcome to Costco.
I come in hot. Is that Clitoris? Oh my goodness. Everybody, shut up. Shut up, notifications. Clitoris is back in the chat. Let's go, Clitoris. Come on, everybody. Get a Clitoris in the chat. Love me, the Clitoris. Desiree, thank you very much. Let's go. Appreciate that. Casref, thank you very much. Klee! Yeah, we all appreciate a good old-fashioned Clitoris here. Let's go. Let's go, Elijah. I don't chat much, but always lurking. Love the stream. Hey, appreciate you, Clitoris. Clitoris, though. Oh, my goodness. Clitoris. That's also a hilarious one.
It
My
turns
name
all
is
your bad feelings
Clitoris.
into good feelings. It's a night.
Welcome to Costco.
Schrodinger. Hey, thank you, Schrodinger. But real talk. Real talk. Stop having opinions about people you don't know. Right? Just real talk. Go touch grass. Go be with your family. Go be with friends. Go help somebody. You know what I mean? Go enjoy real life. Our world is too connected about things that are just like unfun. They just make you unhappy, like deeply unhappy. You know what I mean? Like, if the more you're concerned about people you don't even have like an ability to like interact with or anything, it honestly will, it just hurts right here. You know what I mean? It doesn't make you any better. It doesn't make the world any better. It just makes you feel more and more out of control, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, if you vote for somebody, yeah, if you're engaged, like the best place to be engaged with when it comes to politics is local politics. Honestly, real talk, go learn who your mayor is. Unless if you live in a raging big ass city, most people just live in normal sized cities. You can know your mayor. You can go and figure out, you can go to things. You can ask them questions, right? Just go to local politics. It's way better anyways. You know, Twitter's a dopamine circle jerk that sucks you into dopamine addictions with doomsday news and argue with people about shit that doesn't matter. It's true. That's very, very true. You know what I mean? My mayor is into dick riding. Well, you know, I have a flag for that if we need to. Do I need to pull out the flag? Can I turn off notifications? This welcome to Costco is killing me. No, you can't. Elon should shut down Twitter. Yeah. At 44 billion. Just shut it down. Then we can all go to Threads. What do you think about this? Oh, what is this? All right. To me, this looks like a great place to start. Everybody, you ready? You ready to start here? Let's start here. This looks really, really good. This looks really, really good. This is actually really, really sad. And at the same time, it's not surprising. For anyone that's been a part of open source knows that this shouldn't be too surprising, but this is really sad. First off, I think everybody in chat right now, I want to see some clappy signs for Jose. Okay? Give me some clappy signs. The amount of work somebody puts in to doing this stuff is insane. Okay? People have absolutely no idea how awful and how hard this stuff is. It is a full-time job to merge people's PRs and do stuff. And guess what? They don't get paid a lot, okay? Okay? I have a huge, huge advantage with YouTube and Twitch and all that. I'm one of the most sponsored devs on all of GitHub, and I get like $200 a month, okay? You're not you're not winning, okay? You're not taking home some sort of salary doing this stuff. You're doing it out of sheer goodwill. And you know what? Building something is fun. Maintaining something is okay. Listening to people's ridiculous demands sucks. And I feel genuinely bad for this guy. So let's listen to what's been going. He's archiving null LS. I've been struggling to find the time and energy to maintain null RS or LS. Yeah, I said RS. That's Rust, by the way. Especially since I no longer use NeoVim as my primary editor. Oh, goodness. I am not confident about my ability to adapt the plugin to 0.10 and beyond. So rather than let the repo silently rot and give the false impression that it's still under maintenance, I'm instead choosing to archive it on August 11th, 2023. Almost my wife and I's 12-year anniversary. Almost. Let's see. Any user or organization who wants to fork the project and take over maintenance should feel free to do so. The majority of open issues /PR are not actionable, so I don't see the value in transferring the repo. I'll be traveling for most of July and do not plan on reviewing issues or merging PRs between now and the archival date. If there's community consensus on a fork, I will update the README to direct users there and mention it in the final archival notice commit to make users aware via the plugin managers, but not otherwise. NullRS will remain as is. So this is actually really something to be a bit astute over, and I think I could see this happening, which is NeoVim has been iterating really fast, adding APIs, adding new features, adding things for people to be able to create a more and more immersive experience. And every single one of these minor updates come with like a ton of new, better, more amazing features. And I can totally see myself being burnt out, especially as each one of these come. You have new things you can do with the editor. And it's just like, when will 1.0 come? I have no idea. I'm not a part of their planning. But it's just like there's a lot of difficulty with maintaining projects that move on several axes. And so I get this because like something like null or ls, you're aligning two moving targets, right? You're aligning. By the way, I hurt my hand this weekend. I didn't get bit by a vampire. That's just an ouchie. I was moving some furniture and my wife accidentally crushed my hand. Accidentally pushed the couch when I was holding on to something and it just landed on top of it. I'm just happy it didn't break my hand. But she actually hurt me twice. There's also one on my thumb too. Besides the point, it's very, very hard to do this. I feel genuinely bad, right? I sure hope someone takes this over, but when you're maintaining something that bridges the gap between two moving pieces of software, it's honestly one of the hardest. It's one of the hardest things ever. So why shouldn't it be built into NeoVim? NeoVim should not make these kind of decisions. NeoVim should build the best language client possible, right? That's what they should build. They should build a feature set in which adapts to all language, like that adheres to the language client spec as best as possible. Ability to integrate with the editor, pop-up menus, inlay hints, gutter warnings, all those little things, right? It's up to the implementers to do what they want to do with the language client, right? So the language client here, this little language server right here, null ls, is taking all that information, starting up the required servers, and then piping all that information back, right? That makes sense because you don't want to import this functionality directly in, because just like null ls went archiving, someday some other project may go archiving, right? So NeoVim just creates all of the features possible. It does not create the actual implementations for individual clients, which makes perfect sense, right? You got to remember that there's about 30 people that work on VS Code. There's about 5 people that work part-time on NeoVim, and their features are almost parity, and some features are way ahead of VS Code. Like, you just got to go, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy that just exists. Like, the fact that NeoVim exists in any form at all is crazy. Unpaid charity has brought it all the way to this point where they've been able to pay, I think it's been like $100,000 over the last year or 2 years, right? You're not winning. You're not paying 5 devs on that kind of salary, all right? So they they're true heroes. And so people like this, true heroes. Jose, we wish the best for you, man. Let's find out what's going to happen here. I want to mention a few challenges that anyone thinking of taking over maintenance of null ls should be aware of. Due to its architecture, the plugin is uniquely exposed to NeoVim changes, both breaking and non-breaking. Almost any change to existing LSP-related code has a non-zero chance of breaking null ls. And this is not likely to change unless core maintainers decide to open up APIs for code actions and formatting, similar to what was done in diagnosis in this. Okay, so I would love to ask TJ this question. We'll get TJ on here to kind of talk about this. And if anyone wants to get TJ on here, I think this would be a great time. Here, let's actually try to get TJ on here, and he can talk about this. Oh, he's already there. All right, yeah, TJ, you want to come on? You want to come in here? So if you don't know, TJ is a core maintainer of NeoVim, one of the core people. TJ, you want to just jump in and talk about perhaps some of these challenges in a more holistic perspective than I could ever possibly give? Yeah, TJ? You know where to go, Teach. You know where to go. I don't even have to tell you where to go. I think TJ will just give a very reasonable answer, honestly. It's pretty TJ-like. To just give very just like calm and non-bombastic answers. Hey, Teach, nice. Look how nice that looks. Teach, what is that? What do you call that thing?
That do be virtual cam. So my sister's using my mouse right now. So do you know how to start the virtual cam with just a keyboard shortcut?
I think you can press tab and you'll eventually start hopping around, or arrow keys.
They're not going anywhere.
Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. If I'm highlighted on this thing. Oh yeah. So I started pressing tab and I started getting some other windows. Yeah, I can highlight. Watch this. I can highlight virtual camera on and off right now. I'm afraid to press enter. I don't want to start streaming or stop streaming.
Don't do it. Here,
But I've gotten it highlighted just by pressing tab a couple times.
Let me plug in a different mouse. Uno momento.
Yeah. Standard life of an OCaml dev right here. Standard life of an OCaml dev. Oh, I'm gonna tell Flip to take this out. TJ's kind of quiet. We'll fix that. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go pee.
Hello? Nice. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, what's up, chat? There we go. And this is my stream now. This is my stream now. What's up? Welcome to TeejDV. Quick, spam TJ memes while Prime's asleep. Somewhere like Twitch? Perhaps, indeed, Vim Techer. That's a great place that you can watch. It's Tom Genius DeVries right here, live and in person. Is Prime a furry? I'm quite confident that's a no. Why is the minimum wage guy in my stream? Good meme. Nice meme. Use the green screen.
Love you.
No persona. No, thank you.
Bye.
Tell us how you really feel about the furry gen.
Hey.
I invented J Diesel.
Okay, what is all this spamming? Stop spamming!
Oh.
All right. Hi.
Thanks, mods.
Okay. Nice Shade Dude's not a mod. Okay, he's.
Yeah, but they're not stopping him.
Okay, I guess I technically can't. I cannot argue this. All right, let's see if I'm gonna try to bring you onto a different one. There we go. Hey, DJ. All right.
Okay. Oh, nice. The snuggle one. I like the snuggle one.
All right, so I'm going to reread this one right here. So hopefully, Flip, you need to edit this little thing out. So when I read this, I'll bring you on. All right, so we brought on TJ to kind of talk about some of the challenges of null ls. So I want to mention a few challenges that anyone thinking of taking over maintenance of null ls should be aware of. Due to its architecture, the plugin is uniquely exposed to NeoVim changes, both breaking and non-breaking. Almost any change to existing LSP-related code has a non-zero chance of breaking null ls, and this is not likely to change unless core maintainers, TJ, right here, you're a core maintainer.
That's me.
That's you. Yeah. And you've worked on the LSP stuff too, right?
I did, and I worked on diagnostics as well.
Okay, and this is not likely to change unless core maintainers decide to open up APIs for code actions and formatting.
You're saying I'm really quiet.
Oh, they're really quiet here. Let me make you louder. Can you talk for me a second?
Hello, chat. Turning up.
There we go.
Let's get turned up.
Yeah, there you go. You got turned, baby. All the way up to Spinal Tap 11. There we go. We're peaking.
I'm gonna yell. Should we blow up? Here, Prime, take your headphones off. I'm gonna yell.
No, don't do it.
Right, don't. I'm ready.
Let's see, similar to what was done in diagnostics in 06. So obviously,
I worked on that too.
You played a big role in a lot of these things. You probably understand this. You want to kind of give us a little bit more of like, what does this mean?
Yeah, my guess is basically, so I'm not super familiar with null ls internals, but my guess is basically like, my understanding is code actions is kind of just like a free for all for LSPs, right? Which is pretty much like you can kind of do anything you want, right? Sometimes like, oh, I'm going to import, or I'm going to do all these other things. And some of them have like chains of a bunch of different commands that they have to go back and forth, and they're like custom commands and all this stuff. So it doesn't really like surprise me that people have trouble with like doing code action things, especially if you're trying to support like what literally any LSP could possibly imagine doing. Now, like I said, I actually haven't read like null ls implementation, but like not everything that null ls has is actually an LSP, right? So there's like some complications with it. Just could run like a linter and it just like puts it into LSP or something, right? Well, the code action for like, oh, Prettier can fix up this thing is not really like an LSP code action. It's like some complicated other mix of things, right? So that just kind of lends to a situation where it's very easy for things to break if you want to change anything with how code actions happen, because you're kind of like shoehorning all these other things into like an LSP step. So what he's saying is, what would be nicer?
Can I jump in here for a second?
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that code actions is kind of like just a super opaque API, in which
yes,
you pretty much just send a bunch of arguments, and only the thing on the other side has the secret knowledge of knowing it. So you have to, like, it's per LSP, super specific. That's different.
There are like some things that work like generally, but it's possible to just kind of end up doing random things or like registering your own custom commands that should happen or other stuff like that. So the difference is, like, compared to diagnostics, is we decoupled diagnostics from LSP specifically. Right now there's like a vim.diagnostics module.
Yep.
And LSP consumes that module.
Okay.
Right.
And this is for
so
like highlighting errors, information,
Yep.
that kind of stuff, right?
Yep. So we flipped the script on that. We're basically like, okay, cool. So this seems like a broadly useful idea, diagnostics, right? Like you have linters and you have LSPs. It doesn't have to be an LSP, right? It can be any tool. And you should be able to put your own diagnostics in stuff easily too. There's no reason that it like has to be just that, right? So I think that's where what he's getting at with like this idea of, if we made it more like diagnostics and we had something like vim.code actions, you could hypothetically do the same idea for this, or for formatting, vim.formatting. Maybe there's some way that we need to be able to like chain multiple formatters together, or change ranges of formatting, or it's kind of a complicated question, right? Because you need to order like which one should go first, or especially TypeScript land, you have like 8 different tools running on every buffer, right? Like, I don't know why you have to have 8 different tools running on every buffer.
It is a good point that the problem that the null LS is also kind of, doing here is that we also have an environment that's highly fractured, because you have you do genuinely have several tools running, all doing orthogonal things to your JavaScript/TypeScript, which is definitely
and they might
confusing.
be fighting each other or producing like not the right thing if you run them in the wrong order, right? Like,
it's
literally
it's actually really, really true. I'm going to show you a little example of this. Let me just make sure that this is not here we go. I wish I had something up right away. Let's just go down to the test. So there is something that's really, really simple that you can do that just proves this. Do a try catch and have it such that you cannot have any empty blocks, and then try doing something like this. And try going, TS, or it's like ESLint, it's something, ignore next line, something like that. Yeah. And then try running it. It will, Prettier will reformat this line in such a way that sometimes, I forget if it's this one or if it's with the for loop, or there's one that will cause it such that you can't actually ignore this line anymore, because it will reformat your line. And so you'll get into this position where you actually have to rewrite your code, because your formatter, your Prettier, will reorient it, and then your linter will say, no, it's broken, and then you'll reformat it to put your comment in the right place, and then it will actually just struggle with itself and fight back and forth.
Yes. So like this kind of problem will get blamed on null ls because people don't understand their tools, right? So they'll be like, it's null ls fault. And it's really like, well, actually, that seems like a TypeScript problem. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but like that would be frustrating. Yeah,
it is. I actually ran into this problem legitimately in it took me like 20 minutes to get it to be correctly solved in CI, because it would not stop flipping a couple places because of a change to Prettier. And it's just like, this is super annoying. This is just like the world's most annoying problem I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yep. So that's basically like, so the proposal would be, right, like, how can you register things that are going to do formatting and like put it in some way that like users don't end up running them in the wrong order and all this other stuff, right? And those are difficult questions to ask that are maybe not as like high value as adding diagnostics as a module, right? Because like you can just write, if what you want to do is run 3 different tools on your TypeScript thing, you can do auto command star.ts buff write pre, and then write a function that calls, I'm going to call Prettier, I'm going to call ESLint, and then I'm going to call this. And if your company runs them in the opposite order, then you just move them, right? Like, it's actually not that hard if all you want to do is run these or like write a command that does these every once in a while, right? So
Yeah, to me, it sounds like a problem that NeoVim can't solve because you cannot predict the ordering. And the worst thing you could do is give some really convoluted, API in which you can add in priorities. And then now you got this whole like problem you have to deal with, and then it's going to cause just a whole nother set of priorities of people effectively doing like z-index 10,000 on you. And then you're just like, well, sorry, they went with
bang important,
importante, and now we don't know what to do.
Yeah. So I think like it's a reasonable request, right? Like from null.ls side that like it would be nice if we standardized on some better way to do these, but it's not, at least like I said, I don't know exactly the problems null.ls is having, but like it's difficult for me to predict what it would be in the same way that we predicted for diagnostics and like how it was like very clear. And there was also no other way to like do it, right? Because like diagnostics is like an editor thing. How do we display this? How do we like standardize ways for things to display? That makes sense. But how do you handle formatting? That's like a kind of difficult question over ranges. We already have some built-in ways to do formatting, right? There's already format expression. There's already some of these other settings that you can do to like manually do it. But what people want is like automagic formatting of just this perfect range for these other things, right? So it seems harder to solve for me.
Yep. All right, let's go to point 2.
Yep.
The null.ls repo contains both the core null.ls code and a large number of built-in sources, almost 300. I don't know what that means.
That's a lot.
But that sounds like a lot. So exposure to upstream changes is high. Oh, by sources, null.ls is a linter among many, many things, and so it must have a bunch of different. Yeah, this is the thing that I was talking about earlier, that when you're caught between two moving targets, like that is one of the worst possible lives to ever be in, because you're just constantly fighting one side, always.
Yeah, and I don't really know what the sources really look like I said, but I know that you can just type like, oh, the formatters that I want to run is like null.ls dot linter.eslint, and it will like, it knows how to run eslint or like prettier d or things like that, right? Those are all different things that you just have. Those are those built-in sources for different tools.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense. This is because people complain when they have to install 2 plugins, right? Everyone's like, oh, I can't believe that I had to install 2 plugins.
Yep.
Right.
But then you pay a cost on the other side.
Right. So then you just basically said, I actually don't care about maintainers. I'm going to make them have to do everything and manage all of them inside of themselves, instead of being able to like more easily distribute like the workload of those different things. Right.
Yeah, so I'm actually finding a very similar problem right now because I wanted to try out LSP0 and Mason for a year, and just like what does the automated path look like? Is it a very viable path? And with OCaml, I can't find any documentation or anything that will change how it chooses what to install. So I get the OCaml 5.0 LSP, but that doesn't, you can't use that on certain sorts. So then you get into this weird thing where your switch
of the same version.
Yes, and so I wish it could use my switch as how it chooses the LSP, because then I can install each LSP for each switch, and then it's all beautiful and everything works together. But it can't do that because of the automated process. So it's like, well, now I'm in this funny spot where it's like, this is the limitations of having an automated paved path, because it doesn't understand the thing that's happening below.
Right. Yeah, you should just do opam install in your switch and then tell like your LSP setup to look for OCaml LSP server, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what I would do. Yep.
Okay, anyways, let's keep on going. There's no easy solution here. I've thought about deprecating all built-in sources and urging interested parties to maintain bundles of null ls sources for different languages, ecosystems, but most part, the willingness hasn't been there. Yeah, there's no way you're going to inverse this problem. Like, Prettier's not going to maintain their own version. To illustrate the scale of the problem,
you could do like a null ls -ts repo or something like that, right? Where maybe someone like works really hard to just make the TypeScript ones work. I think that's kind of the proposal.
Yeah.
But the problem is someone has to actually do it.
Yeah, you have to get 300, effectively at most 300 people to agree to this. At least you're going to have one person trying to maintain all three. You just recreate the problem, but you're distributing the problem as opposed to anything else.
And it makes it hard to manage, like, if you wanted to change something in null ls, what are you going to do? Like, now it breaks that other plugin. So it's a difficult problem for like any kind of thing that does this kind of tooling. Yep.
Well, yeah, because then you've just recreated the problem he's talking about for NeoVim You've now just created it into null ls, because now when you want to make a change, guess what?
Yep.
You are now breaking
Too
everybody
bad.
else. Yeah.
Yep.
Users have infinite variety of configuration environment needs, especially in complicated ecosystems like Python.
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth? As above, this doesn't have any easy solution, but the issues help illustrate why the current approach isn't sustainable. A large percent, possibly a majority of users use null.ls via NeoVim distribution, Lunar Vim, Lazy Vim, etc., which adds indirection and makes issues harder to debug. Absolutely. I think this could be solved if I had more discipline about directing users to these distributions to report issues upstream first and only come to null.ls repo once they're confident the issue can be reproduced independently. But it's a constant source of friction. How do you feel about a lot of these like these things? I have my own personal opinion. I'll give it afterwards. But what's yours on Lunar Vim, Lazy Vim, Chad Vim?
Well, I'll just say the first thing is like there's no chance that just because you tell people to report issues upstream and get a reproducible bug that's standalone, there's just no chance that it's going to happen. It's still going to be a constant source of friction, and you feel like kind of a jerk, like because you're basically saying I'm not going to look at your thing. I just go talk to somebody else, and like even though you're right, it doesn't matter, you know. Like,
perception's still 9/10 of the law. Like even if no matter how right you are, you look like a jerk.
Yeah, so that part kind of sucks about it. So my opinion on distributions, like more generally, is there's a range of like distributions. Some distributions are much better than others. Just like there's software that's better than others. I think. Some of the newer strategies are getting better. Some of the people are thinking, oh, like maybe we should really think about how can we make sure that we're just like following the rules of how standard NeoVim does things, and then like extending that, right? So that you can think of, oh, I see that I want to do this, and now like the way that I would do that is the same here and there. So then I can do other things. I think like I've liked what I've seen from Lazy Vim, mostly because Folke does like a really good job of thinking about these kinds of things, and it's really easy to turn things on or off. But it is really difficult, like in the context of this article, to ever have any sort of like independent reproduction, right? Because they don't know how to rebuild their setup anyways.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like, so if you ask for a minimal repro, they're like, well, it's a Lazy Vim at this version and on my computer, and you're like, well, that's like
that hurts. Thank you for reporting that. Well, first off, Folke, he's really, really great. So anything Folke has ever created has just been fantastic. So a big fan. I've never heard of I've never tried or really heard of Lazy Vim other than like in passing. So it could be cool to explore one day. But my general take on these distributions are they're a stopgap, right? They give you what could be available. But then it's someone else's keybinds, what makes sense in their brain, and often what makes sense in one person's brain doesn't make sense in another person's brain. And then they do things and install it in certain ways that are maybe different than how you would do it. And then you got this whole problem where it's just like you're trying to conform to someone else's idea.
Yeah,
I just find them very, very hard to use beyond just like, oh, this is what NeoVim could be like. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's why like I like at least recommending that people explore Kickstart NVim, right, which is one of the projects that I've helped with, is because like the goal of Kickstart is it's basically one file. It tells you everything that you need. Like we literally every single line is documented of what's happening. You can read it top to bottom and basically like understand exactly what it is, right? And so you can it literally tells you everything, tells you what's happening, what we're doing, and like it's all the way done with a bunch of documentation in 500 lines, right? Which is like, you could sit down and do this in an hour and understand what's happening.
Yep.
And then we have like a few examples of how you could start branching off into like adding other plugins or adding other, adding other config. So like, I think at least it's worthwhile for people to explore something like this. Maybe you still want to use a distro, like that's totally fine.
But you know the nuts and bolts then, at least with the distro, then you can go, okay, so this is what they're doing underneath the hood. They're doing these X things. I can figure this out.
Yep. And so like Kickstart is made to literally just be forked. Like you fork it and you do your own stuff with it afterwards, or you just copy it out and put it somewhere else. Like that's literally the goal of it. So it's not like a distribution in the same way. So that's kind of my perspective. I think a lot of the distributions actually have decent like docs and ideas and things inside of them, but a lot of people picked a distribution because they say, I don't want to spend any time doing that. And so then they don't read those anyways, which like that's where we come back to that PDE, right? That personalized development environment, where I think like it's not wrong to use a different editor. Like you can still be an awesome dev and use other editors. There's literally nothing about NeoVim that makes you like a good dev or a bad dev. I think it's more about like personality, and do you enjoy some aspect of making things personal for you and like exploring those things? If you do, then NeoVim could be a good choice. And if it's not, then like you might want to try something else. That's fine. You like, it's cool, you know.
Yeah.
They'll still love you.
All right, here we go.
Just like the milkman.
Yeah, just like the milkman. Probably your father still loves you. Okay, anyways, number 5. I did not foresee that built-in sources would be far and away the most popular feature of the plugin. So many parts of the architecture are not as user-friendly or flexible as they should be. In particular, it should be easier for users to write, maintain, and customize sources, both on their own and to share. But it's hard to make significant changes now without breaking things. Yep, classic. I mean, this is why NeoVim has so many things that you have to think about long before you actually release it, because this is the exact problem.
This happens. Yep, definitely.
Taken together, these issues may justify a total rewrite, similar to the jump from NeoVim LSP installer to Mason NeoVim. The current repo structure, by the way, Mason's pretty great. I mean, I like the idea of Mason. Again, OCaml part was a little bit hard, but everything else is pretty great. The current repo structure is especially hostile to semantic versioning, which I think is a big leap forward for users and maintainers. For my part, I am agnostic about the right path for null.ls from here on out, but I'll mention that I'm skeptical that feature parity and sustainability can be achieved without some level of buy-in from NeoVim core. So do you think that do you think that there's something that NeoVim core could do to make it easier for null.ls, or is the problem really the ecosystem, or just really trying to tie together X amount of sources?
Yeah, it's hard to say, because I don't know exactly the parts that have been breaking like across NeoVim versions. And also, you know, null.ls started like pretty early in the LSP journey, you know, like 0.5, 0.6. And like the LSP system itself has matured a lot since then. So there's a good chance, you know, you'd probably end up making different decisions about how you architect the whole system, or the ways that you might add configuration points or different things like that, right? That may make it so that actually some of the, you know, sustainability things have been achieved over the past, you know, 3 releases. So I don't actually know without looking in particular. Obviously, in general, NeoVim's like philosophy is interfaces over implementations, right? In the sense that in core, we like to expose interfaces so that people can extend the editor in a way that makes sense for them, and that provides a much lower maintenance cost for like NeoVim core, right? So as we've talked about before, we don't have 35 full-time, you know, Microsoft employees working on our editor, just directly only on just the editor. And like, we don't have a $30 million budget or things like that. So we can't just say like, oh, this feature would be useful for some people, we will include it, right? We have to think about what the cost is and like the structure. And just like, as mentioned before, when you add something, people use it and abuse it. And so then you have to think about, how can you prevent people from accidentally shooting themselves in the foot? So I all that to say is basically, I don't know. Of course, that's not a very fun answer to the question, but basically, like, at least in my opinion, we're generally open to finding interfaces that work, especially if we can, they don't require huge amounts of work for core, and we have a really good justification for that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. How many people right now actively maintain NeoVim?
That's a good well, it kind of depends what you mean, like actively maintain. I don't have a good grasp on like how many people are working on it, like or like working on APR, you know, let's say every week. That's kind of hard to answer.
Okay. How many people would you say work on NeoVim then? Like what?
Like
some
regularly?
Answer, yeah. Some sort of answer that says like, hey, NeoVim's developed by X amount of devs. What would be the general accepted answer?
I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't really ever thought about it. In terms of like people working on core directly, there's probably like, I don't know, we'll just say 10-ish maybe. But like they can't work on it full time, obviously, right? So it's not like
it's all not charity like, work.
Yeah, right. And it's also like, oh, something came up in my life, so I have to pause for 2 months or something, you know? So you're like, okay, cool. So it's really hard. So like you wouldn't be like, oh, it's a 10-person company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like most of the time, in terms of like we have funds right now to pay people, and like usually the max amount of people that we pay to work on NeoVim a month is 1.
Yeah. So,
Right, so like,
how much? What is NeoVim's budget? I know it's all open. It's under that open whatever. Do you happen to know off the top of your head?
You'd have to check like Open Collective what it is at right now. Like in general, we don't necessarily have like a budget. We just like if someone's gonna work a month full time, then we pay them for a month, basically.
Yeah, and it's a fairly low salary compared to what they could get considering the work they're doing.
Yeah, and like no other, it's just like writing them a check. It's not like they get insurance or anything for the month.
No
or
401k.
something. So,
You don't get
no
any of that,
401k match, no stock vesting. So it would be a steep decline for lots of people working in tech. Yeah.
It's good for experience, quote unquote.
Yeah, it is good for experience though. It's true.
actually.
I mean, it's money still for working on open source, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's those are interesting things. I think a lot of people don't think about open source in that sense where it's like you got to remember that there's hundreds upon hundreds of issues that are just not issues, right? They're just not issues, but they get filed. Someone has to say something. Someone has to take the time to understand what the person said, then respond to that. That's like a full-time job. Like that's like it's very, very difficult. Then we
have some people who like actually volunteer a lot of time to basically just manage issues and like reply to people, and I'm like, wow, you're a hero.
Yeah. I mean but yeah, I know it's incredible what can be done, and so I'm always very impressed by NeoVim. It's sad that you see this right here because obviously, I mean, this is not surprising at all. Open source is a pretty brutal place, as you said.
It can be difficult. Yep.
Do you want to maintain issues? Is that what you'd like to do? No. Would you like to also be called an asshole every day? No, I don't want those two things in my life. Well, guess what? Open source is for you. Come on in.
And you can do it for free.
Anyone can do it now. All right. Well, thanks for your opinions on this. Appreciate that.
I think it sounds like there's a path forward. It's not like null.ls is getting deleted. I think there is potentially a path forward, or someone can offer some idea for a rewrite. You know what I mean? And I think that, but this is why. So actually, this is a great example of like when people say, why doesn't core just add something? This is a super great example because people have been saying for a while, like, oh, null.ls should just get added to core, and then it turns out, oh, hey. There's actually some fundamental flaws that make it not very sustainable. And so when people say, well, I just add everything to core, just do it today and just make NeoVim super easy to use and simple so that it's really easy for everybody, every situation, every time, no matter what, no matter architecture, plugins, language, right? Like, okay, sure. That sounds good. Except then sometimes you're wrong. And then you have to backtrack, and then there's breaking changes.
Yep.
Right. Or a huge maintenance cost. So that's
you could just have 35 engineers plus $30+ million budget a year.
Right.
Full-time benefits.
That's the other option. That's the other option too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay. In other words, open source is extremely hard. You have to choose. You have to say no more than you say yes, because every time you say yes, you're saying yes not today, but you're saying yes for the lifetime of the software, because it will continuously come up over and over and over again. Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks for this little talk. Appreciate you.
No
Appreciate
problem.
you, TJ.
I hope everything goes well with null.ls, and Jose is really nice. I've had some interactions with Jose before, and so hopefully it all goes super great.
Okay.
Chat, if you want to do things, this is a great opportunity. Hey, want to start an open source project I want to work on? Hey, there you go. There you go. Here's one. This is right in your lap.
Yep. NeoVim's ready for you to come and contribute. Also, financially
or null.ls.
You
can do your rewrite and explore. Even if it fails and it only works for you, it's good.
Yeah, honestly, that is good. I try to convince people to do that all the time. Is that learning does not mean you accomplish something that's actionable. Learning sometimes is just going through the process of doing something even when it fails. I
mean, look at Haskell. Like, they're only learning. They've never even built anything. So it's like they're just there learning, and they seem to be having fun. I mean, except when they talk about their experiences writing Haskell, usually it's upset and people leaving the community, but like they're having fun. Yeah.
They're writing papers.
When I think back to school, I think, wow, my favorite part was writing academic papers. Mm-hmm. I just wish I could do that for a living. Except not
peer-reviewed
get paid.
research. Mwah, I'd love to do that. My life side effect free. Sounds amazing, honestly.
I just want a heater in my office that can't do anything.
All right. Now that we've sufficiently made somebody angry, somebody's seething right
Can't
now.
wait for these comments. The Commentagen.
All right. The name is the Haskellologen. All right. Bye, TJ.
Bye.
All right. We got to kick TJ out. Get out of here, TJ. There we go. Monad. More like no. Anyways, thank you very much. That was awesome. That was fun. Okay, so now you guys know more about how open source works, and you realize just like how difficult a lot of these decisions are. I wanted to bring TJ on here because it is actually a really hard thing to do. And a lot of times people don't think about how hard open source really is, because every decision you make, someone builds something off of that. And when they build something off of it, you're like obligated to keep it, or you disenfranchise your user base. And like those are really hard decisions. People don't think about it that way.
Welcome to Costco.
Yeah, TJ.
I love you.
It is going to go on YouTube. It's going to go on YouTube.
Welcome to Costco. I
All right,
love
hey,
you.
that was a lot of fun. Hey, thank you, Lithium.
Welcome to
Damn,
Costco.
Lithium, why'd you got to do
I
that
love
to
you.
me? It's coming at any moment.
Welcome to
Shoot, I
Costco.
hate knowing
I
that
love
it's coming.
you.
Defy us all. Thank you very much. Primal Light, let's go.
Welcome to Costco.
Code
I love
dependent,
you.
or E-dependent. Code E-dependent.
Welcome to
I always-
Costco.
yeah, anyways,
I
anyway,
love
who's
you.
this non-mustache guy? You know exactly who it is.
Welcome
Atomic
to
Neovim,
Costco.
let's go. Thank you for
I
that.
love you.
Weird. Yeah, oh, there it is. Thank you for the 15 minutes ago brand new Twitch Prime. I lost my train of thought. That's why I said 15. Error, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. Let's go. Tokyo! Double Horn Unicorn. I love your name. I love your name very, very much. Wasm these nuts. Hell yeah, girl. Let's go. Thank you very much. I'd fisk that. Okay, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime. Ichi, thank you very much. Alerts, they're off during reading sessions and stuff. I don't want to get distracted.
Welcome to
Hey, thank you
Costco.
for the resubscribe,
I
Nox.
love
Appreciate that. Cajun Code, let's go. Thank you for the tier 1. I'm Linguine. Linguine. Is that how you say it? Is that like a Benedict Cumberbatch
Welcome to
style?
Costco.
Linguine.
I love you.
The Linguine has Twitch primed. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Front end Peter. Ooh, my favorite Peter, honestly. My favorite. Hey, Wasm these nuts. Thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate
Welcome
that.
to Costco.
Malik, let's
I
go,
love you.
Malik. And Schrödinger, thank you for the gifted sub. And Chaotic Weeb, which do you use what? Okay, Cast Ref, I remember saying hi. Thank you. We're there. We got it. We got all the way through, boys and girls liver. Thank you very much, Shanoka and Impatient Ape. Love the stream. Hey, I love you too, baby. You guys ready for the next iteration? Is there a way to get spam capability? You have to get VIP. Impatient Ape, thank you very much. Currently taking the algorithms course and learning Rust using Neovim. Nice. It's good times. Can I integrate HTMX with TRCP? TRPC?
Welcome to
Yes, you can
Costco.
integrate it with anything.
I love you.
HTMX is not. I actually am curious about that. Can
Welcome
you?
to
I have no
Costco.
idea.
I love you.
I want to say I think you can, but I don't know. Spam capabilities, woo! Thank you for not abusing it, but showing that you can. I appreciate that. Le Martin, thank you very much. Hey, cutie. Hey, baby. And thank you, Raytheon, for that brand new Twitch Prime. Let's go. I'm doing HMX and go. See, that seems awesome. What do you think about Helix? These nuts. That's what I think about it. All right, people. I know the Prime React had some stuff on here that I wanted to look into. And I saw some Go stuff on there. That's why I have the name here. But we'll see. All right. I'm not going to lie to you. I've drinking a lot of water. And I've drinking a lot of coffee. And so I'm going to go pee. Okay? Oh, look at that. Someone just did this one. We just got done doing this one. Hey, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. I need to figure out how to add flair. I got to go pee again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, hey, let's do this. Award-winning animation with only 20 lines of CSS, so that's kind of cool. Do we watch this one?
Welcome to Costco.
Hey, thank you much, Forlick. The bunny, thank you very much. My favorite ThePrimeagen. That was kind of cool. Hyperplex is an awesome channel. I've never heard of Hyperplex. Do you use, let's see, do you use the same NeoVim setup for work? Yeah, it's all the same. I'm gonna redo mine here shortly.
Welcome to Costco.
Template
I
here.
love you.
Here, dude, okay, I don't know what any of these words mean. How do I just say no? I wish they would just tell me what these mean. I'm afraid to press the X. What is this? I see the word. I see this looks. Is this Mastodon? Is this Mastodon? Is this what Mastodon is? Svelte.js. My ecosystem is bigger than yours. You want to read this one? It's scary content to make sure to sub to Sam Orc Productions. So, JS is boring. Coding typing speed game. Oh, I don't want to do coding typing speed game. Okay, we'll do a coding typing speed game. Can we get multiple people in here? Like, how does this work? Oh my goodness, I'm typing bubble sort? Oh no. What happened if I don't do camel case? Oh, do I go? Oh no. Oh crap. Hold on. Turn off Vivia. Save changes. Let's go. Let's go. Void. Bubble sort. Int array. Bam. Int size. Oh, this is the 4 int I equals 0. Wait, where are you? Why can I not type I? Oh my goodness. Space. I'm pressing I. I'm pressing all the buttons! What do you want me to do here, huh? Okay, here. Oh my goodness, I can't tell what I'm even typing.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
I always feel like I need an autocomplete. How did you let me win? 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 Real talk. Why would you let me win? Why would you let me win? Oh my goodness, are we going? Oh, am I going? Do we wait? What's the thing here? Why is there a space? Ugh. I lost that time. See, the problem is that when I'm typing, you know, because I go like this, con, and I just, you know, I'm ready to go console, right? And so it's just like in my head, log, right? I'm just constantly doing these things where I press Control Y, and I accept them. So I'm like, right? It's so much harder just to type everything out. I like to just have things that finish my little sentences. All right, we'll do one more. Let's try this thing out. Here we go. Oh my goodness, we got some stuff going on here. We got some stuff. It's not Vim brain. It's just autocomplete brain. I've been autocompleting since ReSharper was just the bee's knees. Extends React component Oh, it's that render is, what is this, a class component? What is this, some sort of class component? Oh my goodness. It's so weird because I don't really, I can only tell that I'm mistyping by the, what's it called? By it highlighting. Because you don't look at what you're typing versus what is being typed on the screen. You know, I need something that shows red. LSP as prime significant other. Yeah. It literally competes sense. Okay, that was great. Thank you for that one. Using pprof to optimize large GraphQL operations. Okay. We'll do this one. This one looks really good. So here's something to say about this. Look at this. It looks like there's a lot of people that have looked at it. Let's do this. Please, let's see. Please do a monkey type now. Ugh, no, I hate typing in front of people when it's not code, right? Like this, I don't have a problem doing, right? I can just dap that. I have no problems here. But when it's just like, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to type this series of unique words all in complete nonsense order. And then I get nervous. I don't know why. It's the weirdest thing. When I'm using Vim, I'm in my zone. Okay, I'm in my zone. I'm deep in. I'm in that ass. But when I'm just doing random words, no thank you. Any keyboard recommendations? You know which one I think is the best. Okay, I had wrist problems. I still have wrist problems. This is what I'm going to use. Right now, my full stack that I'm exploring that I think has a lot of value. Right now, I think it's actually very exciting. Is this one right here. I'm very excited about it. So I'm doing Rust for my back end and HTMX for my front end, right? That easy. Did I miss any? I feel like I just heard something. Victor, thank you very much for that tier 1. I appreciate it. Just a bubble. I love you. I love you. And ABK, thank you very much. Why HTMX? Because here's the deal. This is my general thought. Because, okay, so here's some things that people always say. Hey, Prime, but with HTMX, you have to be online. Name a website that you don't be online for. Okay, like this idea that somehow you need to be online. Oh, you're going to just go on and surf twitter.com offline? No. You're not. It makes no sense. Stop it. Okay? Like that, your argument makes no sense. There's things that you can do. There's things you can do. Coolmathgames.com. Yeah, got them. There's things you can do in HTMX to have some sort of offline behavior, but for the most part, you're doing online behavior. It makes no sense. Stop making that argument. It's a stupid argument. Second off, reusable components, that's a templating problem, right? So reusable components is just templating. That's all you're doing. React just gives, see, the thing is that you're still mixing it up. HTMX is not that. You can use React if you want to. There's nothing that says you can't with HTMX. HTMX is just a way to talk about how your client interacts with your server and how to like suck in all the HTML. So you can have your server using all the reusable components you want. It's just a very simple paradigm, right? I've had this online-offline argument with my previous head of product, and the absurdity of it is just ridiculous. Look at websites out there. Nobody makes it work offline because it doesn't make any sense. The only one that does is something like Google Docs, and they have a strong use case for why you want it to work offline. But for it to work offline, you have to enable the specific document to work offline. So by the time you need it, you can't even do it anyways, okay? How do you handle JSON responses in HTMX? You don't. That's the thing is you're making it too complicated. HTMX is not that way, right? You don't. Like the problem is that it's just like learning a functional language. When you know a functional language, or when you start to learn a functional language, you have to unlearn how to do things a certain way. So when you change a paradigm, you have to unlearn how you think about it. So when you've thought only about things in the terms of React, it's a hard jump to go somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? It's just a hard jump to go from one position to the next. So it's like you kind of have to think a little bit You know, you have to think differently. People only think in terms of REST. Yeah, and I mean, technically, HTMX is pretty much REST, right? That's all it is, except for your response type is HTML instead of JSON. Do I think it's good for all applications? There's not everything. Yeah, you can. They actually have built-in JavaScript escape hatches. I'm so glad I never jumped on the React train. The React is a very interesting thing. There's a lot of things that it did I think are very great. Homeless Dev, thank you very much. Appreciate that. I think React did a lot of things that are very great, but I think it shows a fundamental problem with our ecosystem as well, which is that you can create ideas in JavaScript, get people to mass adopt them, and then realize that there's no real true easy way around creating front ends and back ends and aligning pieces of software. And so you find out that what you created is hard. And so you try to change it, which means you disenfranchise all the previous users, which you do. And then you have to go back, you make a whole new interface, and then guess what happens? You think that this one's going to solve it all. And then it doesn't. It's just like, that's why in 2 years from now, everyone's going to be talking about how stupid server components were in the original iteration, and then whatever the new version is of whatever you're creating is now the new coolest thing. Because remember, it first was class components, then it was higher order components and functional components, and then it was hooks, and then now it's going to be this. It's just like, it just keeps on doing the same thing over and over again, because making UIs, making two independent pieces of software work together is an extremely hard problem. That's all there is to it. So the reason why I like HTMX so much, thank you very much, is you really and truly are only making one piece of software, which is just the back end, right? That's it. You're just making the back end. You're making nothing else. And so to me, that makes a lot more sense, at least as far as just making most sites. Most sites can fall under very simple things. Google Docs, Google Maps. You're right, probably not. They're not HTMX. They're not. They don't make any sense as HTMX. They're not the right paradigm. Totally on your team. But everything else, there's a lot of things, you know? As a PHP, HTMX makes sense. Yeah, as a PHP dev, yeah. Nice guys compute stuff on the server. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just use React Daily. It's okay. I used React Daily for a long time, too. Right? True. HTMX is optimized around a common usage rather than a general usage. Exactly. And this is good. I like optimized usage libraries, and I think we should all be more willing to do that as opposed to general libraries. Yes, I agree with that too. So Lithium, that's the problem, is the weird edge cases totally make HTMX bad. And I gotta find where those weird edge cases are and be able to have a really good opinion about it, but I know exactly what you mean. Pure declarative programming only gets you so far. When you want to add one, it becomes really hard. When you want to handle an error and add one, it becomes even harder. And so declarative has its bounds, and declarative is just in the end is imperative. That's all it is. It's just wrapped up nicely imperative. Yeah, the extensibility needs to be clean and easy. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like the idea that users have a consistent connection and JS enabled. I mean, again, the problem with what you're saying is that no website works that way without it, right? You can't just go onto Twitter and be like, my connection may be out for a while. Like, look at this. I'm making requests nonstop right now. These are all requests going in. These are all requests that have been happening right now. We're just making requests. We're making requests constantly, right? And so this idea that users don't have JS enabled, well, that's just weird. I don't know these users that don't have JS enabled. Sorry. You don't have to use my website to use JS. Or you don't have to have JS, but you probably can't use mine, okay? I'm sorry. That makes no sense, right? Like, real talk. That's just a silly kind of... It's just... I understand the principle, but it doesn't work in practicality, right? It just doesn't work practically speaking. Have you prepared? No, I haven't. They're never going to ask me. I'm not the guy. What is this, 2006? Have you ever looked at Prolog Pro? I've just a little bit. And then the second thing is I am totally into I think connections, if they're sending small amounts of data, I'm pretty in. What's really nice about HTMX is not having to do validation on both front end and back end. I love this part. So anyways, we'll find out. Here's the deal. Tonight when I work on HTMX, everybody, hey, everyone that has an opinion, I'll be working on HTMX in about 10 hours or about 11 hours from now. And guess what? We can all argue over its merits. I'm almost done with the back end, and then we'll just create the to-do app, and we'll see how well it goes, okay? And we'll figure it out. And here's the problem is because I like the idea. I feel like I'm really frustrated with Rust, and I want to do more OCaml. But I like the libraries in Rust. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be active on Discord tonight. I'm doing HTMX. Yes, a real HTML. I have no thoughts on any of those things. I don't care about browsers, right? This weird iteration. The article was on my Reddit. I don't know where it went, and so until it shows back up again, we're just not going to do it. All right, anyways, I'm going to do this. Yeah. It will be. I'll be uploading it to the Vimigen front end, Peter. Bang YouTube, right here, the Vimigen. It will be just pretty much full VODs, right? It'll be pretty much full programming VOD right there. Will be uploaded. Stream titles total bait. No, it was an article that has moved on because Reddit is an incredible interface. Anyways, all right. Are you gonna, let's see, are you going with OCaml or Golang? I don't know yet. I haven't tried this yet. I haven't tried unit testing or any of that stuff yet. All right, anyways, we're gonna do this one. All right, marker. I don't know what to call this one, so I'll just call it my ecosystem is bigger than yours. Go Camel. Ooh, yeah. All right, here we go. Turning off. I'm not a furry. But my ecosystem is bigger than yours, huh? Did you ever think about that? Look at the transactions. Rant. Hey, look, I like Svelte, but the ecosystem is smaller than React, so that's why I'm not going to use SvelteKit. This is the same message you might find on Reddit, Twitter, or even YouTube comments. The same copy pasta. Not exactly word by word, but the idea remains. It begins to become annoying and frustrating when you give people options to choose from, and their only argument is smaller ecosystem. And the truth, that is mostly a lie. Svelte.js ecosystem isn't even that small compared to React. Yeah, you are correct if you say that Svelte doesn't have that many UI component libraries. But even for that, there are options. Skeleton UI, Flowbyte, Svelte UI, Daisy UI. And if you want to have more UI component libraries, go make your own UI component library in Svelte. Publish it, and then wait for someone to find it and say, hey, this UI component library is bad. I'm going to create a better one. This is JavaScript like to the T. That is what, I mean, literally, that's why if you've been building enough JavaScript, if you've been doing it long enough, you've built a build system in Grunt. You've built it in Gulp. You've built it in Webpack. You've built it in Snowpack. You've built something with Vite, and you've built something with TurboPack. Okay? If you've been doing it enough, you've done a lot of build systems, and you realize, hey, man, this is bullshit. What the hell happened? What? And yes, I have built something in both Grunt, Gulp, Webpack, Snowpack, Vite. There was another one in between all those. I think Warren Buffering wanted to create Buttpack, but I don't think it went anywhere. Hey, where's the building? Where is the building? It's pretty funny. All right, state management. But let's not forget, let's forget for a minute about UI component libraries and move closer to the real problem. Let's take it bit by bit. Now, when I'm going to start my React.js project, what libraries do I need to import first? Tailwind? That is a generic library, so it works on Svelte. Oh, I know, state management library. No one wants to use Reducer, so let's get a better library. Dude, by the way, state management in all these front ends is just such a whiteboard masturbation. You guys, y'all making these state libraries, you guys need to stop. You guys need to stop. Like 99% of these state libraries is just nuts to use in most applications. Your zero-user, simple-to-do MVC application does not need 40,000 lines of state management, okay? I'm sorry. I hate to tell you this. You don't need it. You could have just simply saved your single request to the global object and called it a day. Have a little counter, have a little function, have one event that fires off, and bam, it could have been done. I'm sorry to tell you this, but your nothing application with no users, with nothing other than a simple input field, does not need that. In React.js, there are so many options for state management. Redux, Toolkit, Jotai, Zostand, MobX, and a lot more. In Svelte, we don't have that many state management libraries, but we do have Svelte/store. This is great, by the way. Solid.js also has Solid.js store. Beautiful. A lightweight state management API that comes built in with Svelte.js. From the start, we get a solution for a problem. Instead of searching for a solution that we can use that time to build something useful. Checkmate, React. Checkmate. He also forgot like Redux and RX Redux and all the other crap that goes with it. All right, styling. Okay, we solved the state management. Let's move on to some styling. Now I want to scope my styling to a component so that we can keep it up backed with the components we write. React has a solution for this, CSS modules. But we are cool and hype, and we want to have have the styling in the same files as our JSX. To solve this, we need to choose a library from the list of CSS and JS libraries. Let's see our options: styled components, CSS modules, emotion, JSS. More like emotional trauma. With Svelte.js, we get it directly built. Let's see, we get this directly built into the framework. Style block. Get wrecked. By the way, there has never been more emotional damage in my lifetime than styled components. Can we all agree that JavaScript plus JS or CSS at the same time is literally just the path to hell? It is so effing awful. It is so awful. And everyone always goes like this, oh, but I need to do this, and oh, it's going to be great. And you know what? Every single time you do it, you go, oh, this is going to be a great time. This is exactly what I wanted. I just wanted to create a couple styles on my component. And then you do it, and it seems great. Then you start adding one, and you're like, this kind of is a little bit weird. And then the next thing you know, you've actually crossed from purgatory right into Dante's Inferno. And you're like, how the hell did I get here? Transitions. I want to have some really cool transition for my dream startup page. Let's see our options in React.js. React Transition Group, React Motion, React Move, ... For Svelte, we don't need a library because the framework comes with the transition API right from the start. You probably start to see a pattern here. Svelte.js, it doesn't have that many libraries because most of the problems are solved by the framework itself. Oh, man. I also love that they're just finally giving up the game with Svelte and being like, it's a framework. React is like, I am a library. Okay? I am a library. You just don't want to use the library without a meta framework, and technically the library will dictate everything your code has to write and your server, and it's an exceptionally leaky abstraction to the point where everything you write becomes React. I mean, come on, it's simple. It's a library. It's not a frame. It's a library. No, you're not. Just stop. Stop. Just call a spade a spade. Get over it, okay? But maybe what I said before is a half-truth. Our app needs more than state management, style libraries, UI components, transition libraries. Maybe we want some custom library. Well, let's see how hard it is to use some random library inside of Svelte.js compared to React. AG Grid. I've chosen AG Grid as the first example. The example on the README looks like this. Placeholder right here, blah, 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 blah. Okay, import grid. See configuration. Okay, I'm starting to lose emotional confidence here. Blah, 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 blah. By the way, this is terrible abstraction. I just want to throw this out here right away. The moment you start trading code for JSON, I'm just telling you, don't do this. Okay? I'm telling you, every time this happens, you will eventually regret your decision. When JSON when you configure. Okay, configuration is almost always a huge pain in the ass, you YAML engineer. Okay. eGrid development selector, my grid, grid options, and our implementation in Svelte isn't that different from the one in the README. Okay, we do this. Yep, we do all this grid element. We do all this. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, sounds good. We are following the example almost bit by bit, and we just added a way to create a grid object when grid element reference is obtained, and a way to manage the state reactively, and we didn't need a React wrapper on top of the base library to make things work. Hey, by the way, nice styling. I like how your style goes off here, but this style stops right here. Got him. Dude, you know, grid is always easy until it just is a huge pain in the ass. Can we all just agree that grid's great until grid's not great? Can we all agree? I always think grid's gonna solve all my problems, and then I just use grid and I go, why? And I spend like 40 minutes. Yes, grid is just table, but with slightly better things. All my homies hate grid, dude. Then you use Flexbox instead, and then there comes a point where you go, oh, I hate this too. Why is my life always just filled with hate? Oh, it's because it's front-end development. Front-end development's hard. Just accept it. And it's not hard for hard reasons. It's hard for odd reasons. Like reasons you wouldn't expect. Reasons such as this. Like this is just odd, right? This is just an odd problem we're looking at, right? And this is it's just one of the many problems. Oh, skill issue. Yeah, I just don't want to be a CSS engineer. Real talk. Okay, we got data tables. What about some charts? You'll need charts in React. You're probably going to want to use React's charts.js v2. Dude, watch out, because chart.js, if you use v4, you better have ESM enabled, because if you don't have ESM stuff and you use charts 4, you're going to have this whole broken build system invite. It's going to shit all over the place, and everything's going to suck your life away. No, you don't need to wrap a wrapper in Svelte. You just need to use it as a library. All right, chart from auto, blah, 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 HTML canvas. Here's some data points. Here's this whole blah, 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 blah. Let's go. All right, you see, it isn't exactly hard to use the library as it is. We just need to take into account the reactive model so we can destroy and recreate the chart object when our data set is changed. And even that isn't hard to understand. No use state, no use effect, no use memo. I know someone that always called it use memo. I always giggled on the inside. Conclusion. I could probably write a book just about comparing React wrappers to simple library usages in Svelte. This is actually a really good point, which people constantly overlook. When you do use React, you'll find yourself writing these wrappers around libraries. Like, everything you use isn't just the library itself. There's the React glue, because you need the React glue to make it even remotely performant, because it will just like, I re-render like crazy, and it becomes like impossible. I'm just sure that most of the points presented could be easily owned by someone smarter than me. But the truth is that with React, you don't learn to use the underlying library. You learn to use the wrapper. Love that statement. We keep writing wrappers for things that already exist, then go on Twitter and make memes about how many JS libraries appear per minute. Who is this person? I love you. Whoever you are, we are kin. Okay? We are somehow related to each other. Then we make more React.js wrappers that use other React.js wrappers, and then in the end, we have a Jenga tower where just one brick needs to fall for everything to collapse. Rogue GPU, I would just like to let you know that I greatly appreciate everything you've just written. I wish you had like a little Twitter link or something I could just be like, hey, go follow this person, but I don't know where it is. If I find it between now and when this video is published, I'll put it in the description, okay, buddy? This is great. This is actually a great article. The name is the ThePrimeagen. All right, whoever told me that okay, hey, Shy Rai, tell me that was not a great article. Oh, it is. Rogue GPU. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Rogue GPU. Let's go. Following. Champion at bad takes. Last time I checked, that last take was fantastic. I am, dude, in before 5. In before 5. In before 5. The new notifications is welcome to JS. I love you. Yeah. I represent 25% of his followers, okay? This was such a good article. All right, this poor guy wrote an incredible piece and nobody got to see it. See, this is one problem about reach, which is that really great engineers sometimes will not get reach. And this guy clearly deserves it. He did some great stuff. Go like this tweet. This man deserves it. Real talk. Go like his tweet. Give him a follow. Whatever it is, this was fantastic. Greatly appreciated it. A simple reach around. We gave him the good old-fashioned reach around right here. Really good engineers are usually too busy building to be marketing on Twitter. I believe that was a sick burn on me, and I agree with you. Dude, this guy, poor Rogue. Rogue is gonna come on. Rogue is literally gonna come on to here and be like, "Ah, what a lovely day on the internet. Good Lord, what happened to my notifications?" Poor guy. Oh man, yeah, mute the thread. He's gaining traction. Let's go. Great. I love to see it. Honestly, this is honestly one of my favorite articles I've read in a long time. Is Front End Masters like Udemy? It's nothing like Udemy. Okay, Udemy is a cesspool with a couple W's. Front End Masters is a pool of W's with a couple of double W's. Backend Masters is a very different websites. Quadrupled Program Max, you're absolutely damn right. It's a quadruple. All right, Program Max, I have a rule when I don't recognize a check mark. I have to check out what you did because, you know, you get me curious, Program Max. What do you do? What do you build, Program Max? Can I give you a shout out? Do you actually stream or are you just like a person of importantes? What do you do? Program Max, Sea of Thieves, D's nuts. What do you do, Program Max? I'm the chair of the Ping working group. Used to work on Chrome. Oh, that's cool. Okay, then you're probably significantly smarter than me. I was at Twitch before Amazon bought it. Oh, nice. That's cool. Well, hey, look at that. Are you a Zlatan? I don't know who Zlatan Ibrahimovic is. Have you ever worked through? Let's see. Have you ever worked through a course from Front End Masters? The problem is that it's just not how I learn, right? Like it's just not how I learn. I tried to do the Docker one back when I just was first getting started. A Swedish footballer. I don't watch sports ball. I was gonna make a huge insult, but I decided not to. Okay. Okay. Nope, not gonna do it. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna do it. In 2016, do you know what countries went to the Men's World Cup? Every country but the United States of America. Do you know in 2016, all the countries who've had a man walk on the moon? None of the countries but the U.S. Can 4 billion people be wrong? You're absolutely right. 4 billion people can be wrong. Got him! People are going to hate that. What? Hey, sir, you did not make fun of football. I don't moon landing. World Cup. I don't even know. I have no idea. I don't watch football. Okay, I'm sorry. Whatever. I don't watch sports, honestly. U.S. is actually better than Mexico lately. Oh, really? I don't know. I don't care. Allegedly moon landing. All right. Hopefully we can get this. Dude, by the way, whoever linked this one, gosh, this was so good. Compost Kicker, this was such a good one. I absolutely love that. This is just like forever, though. Yeah, I can't read that one. That's just too long. I can't read that one. It's just really, really long. And I can't do that one. I really do. Okay. Oh, I want to I want to do this one, but I feel like I have too much JavaScript content. I actually really like Aaron. Me and Aaron got to have a little sit down. We had a lunch together a little while ago. False. Earth is not a donut. It's a Mobius strip. Okay, that's why you can just keep on walking and you're always on the same surface. Okay, that's the only thing that makes any sense. This ain't Ringworld, buddy. This ain't Ringworld. Have you guys read Ringworld? Have you read Ringworld? Anyone? Press 1 in the chat if you've read Ringworld. I loved Ringworld. Ringworld 2, little strange. Ringworld 3, I kind of gave up. I gave up the fight after the guy was just having sex with the book was just about having sex with animals. I couldn't tell what the hell was happening, okay? It was the strangest book I've ever read in my lifetime, and I was just like, you know what? This ain't me.
Welcome to
this
Costco.
Ain't for me.
I love you.
This ain't me. Not Rimworld, Ringworld. Huh? They do Snoo Snoo. It's all about Snoo Snoo by book 3. I kid you not, Prime equals free. Okay, that's not even true. JX Step, thank you very much for the tier 1 mana salad. Let's go. Tier 1, appreciate that. Tokyo! Bomnus, thank you for the month 1 gifting it to Stream Elements. Stream Elements needs it. And of course, Porque Maria, another guy in the chat. Hey, another guy in the chat. Ender Fortnite. Ender Fortnite, welcome, by the way. Tommy B. Dev, let's go. Skedev, let's go. 5 months. Abner Voynick. Off topic. I don't think anything about that.
You.
Homeless Dev, thank you very much. I already said thank you once. Sam Rude, let's
Costco.
go. Let's go.
I
All right,
love
didn't
you.
Bozo promote a Ring World for Blue Origins? I don't know. Ring World would be like really impossible in our current technological age. We need like 1,000 years before we're probably gonna get Ring World status. I don't know if you know this. But it's a lot. I saw a Bevy thing. I saw the Bevy thing. All right, so let's see. Software engineer hates code. Yeah, make a full Dyson sphere. Software engineers hate code. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. I was really unsure if I wanted to read this article, but this image makes me want to read this article. Okay? This image makes me want to read this. I already liked the article. Okay, I really like what I'm seeing right now. Okay, this is great. So this makes me want to read it. I just want you to know that when I see great things like this, I read. Okay? Well, so the problem is I saw an article about a Go Arena allocation versus standard allocation. I wanted to read it. If someone wants to link me the new Arena traditional wife enjoyer, I am. I've been married 15 years, you know, classic traditional wife. 15 years ago, wife. Oh, no, I've been married 15 years. I started dating her 16 years ago. I started dating her 2008. So, yeah, we've been together 15 years. We've been married for 12 here in a month. Yeah. So can someone get me the Go article for Arena stuff? Married, that poor lady. I know. This could be it. This could be the one. This seems I think this seems exciting. We'll read this one next. This one looks great. But now you got me too interested in this one. So we're going to read both of those. Was the Waifagen ever in a stream video? Yeah. Someone give 20 subs right now. Somebody gift 20 subs right now. Okay, it didn't work. But my wife is in the alert. Damn. Okay, I thought it would work. I thought maybe I could get away with it. I thought maybe it would happen. But it didn't happen. But yeah, my wife's the one that goes, oh, that's scary.
Oh, that scared me.
That was my hot wife right there. She's beautiful. Mwah. Love her very much. Sprees, I can't believe that actually worked. Got him! Oh, got him. Thank you, Sprees. Oh God, get scammed, child. That was great. Scamming the mods. Yeah. Ginger Bill. Oh, Ginger Bill has one. I love Ginger Bill.
That scared me.
Okay, so the best part about that story. Hey, Crimson Man. Okay, Crimson Man, you didn't have to do that, Crimson Man. It was a joke, Crimson. Dang it, Crimson. Okay, so for those that don't know about it, what happened is we were playing Tarkov. We were in interchange. I aim, she shoots. And there's a guy. We know there's a guy. And we lean forward. Yeah! And the guy just shoots us. She doesn't see it. I put my cursor on the guy. And if you freeze the frame when that happened, watch this. We took out the two faces that were made when we froze the frame. Watch this. Here we go. If we go like this. Team, that was my face when we got shot. Right there. Look how disappointed I am. I am just thoroughly disappointed that we lost. This is, where are you? My poor wife. Just doing her no service. Wait, where is teamwork? Where can someone link it? Oh, there it is. There's my wife's face. There's me, exceptionally disappointed. There's my wife getting ready to go. Ah! Ah! She could not handle getting shot in the game. She hated playing the game because it was a terrifying game. How great is that? Do you have the Twitch clip for it? That is the Twitch clip. Ugh. I think there is one there, dude. There is definitely one somewhere on there. There is a YouTube channel called like ThePrimeagen Clips. Somewhere on here. I can't look at my own feed. I can't. I hate all these images. Okay. By the way, one of my most successful videos of all time. Damn it. Okay, someone Cam uploaded all of my clips one day. All of them.
Welcome to
All of them.
Costco. I love you.
Anyways, whatever. Bernard, thank you very much. Welcome to Costco. I love you. No, I love you. All right, people, let's get on to the next one, which is this one. Software engineers hate code. All right, I know you guys probably think I have actually co-opted with you. No, but TJ has. We actually got like 25 meters co-quapping. All right, I got to be right back. I got to pee again. I know I drank a liter of water plus other. I'm sorry. I drank multiple. I drank a lot. All right, let's do this. Are you guys ready? What color are his toes? You dirty dog. You dirty dog. The pee again? All right, here we go. Are you ready? Alerts are officially off. Software engineers hate code. Okay, Dan Conwell. Do you know that I actually had a really good friend named Dan Conwell? It is completely strange to see someone named a friend, but this ain't him. This ain't the same Dan I know. Okay, this is a different Dan. What are the chances? Oh, Dan Cowell. Okay. So I have this thing where I insert letters in that don't exist. I can't read. By the way, no. No, this is way too much. Please, people, don't do this. Don't do this to yourself, okay? When you code, I want you to have a singular thing in view. You know why? Because eyes can only focus on like that big of an area. I don't know what these people are doing with so much space. I don't get it. I don't get it, okay? Maybe that's why you hate coding. This is the best kept secret of software engineering profession. Engineers hate code, especially code written by other people. I mean, he's not wrong, okay? Dan's not wrong. I just want you to know that right now. Dan's not wrong. Not wrong. It's why we love working on greenfield projects so much. No code, no maintenance, no headaches. I mean, not wrong. I'm just saying this sounds fairly correct. Ever wonder why microservices took off in teams of all sizes? Microservice architecture is the perfect way to pretend that the code you wrote last month no longer exists. Now that it has been stuffed into a container and tucked behind a load balancer, it's a service, and we can all forget about it until it breaks. Then we deprecate it as legacy and replace it with something new. Rolling green fields forever. Let's go! It's so true. It is so good. I got a question about how one of your dependencies, let's say, got a question about how one of your dependencies work? You could look at its implementation or the test suite, but most engineers prefer to go to the place that everyone congregates to talk about, but not look at code. Stack Overflow is a great resource for finding the code needed to solve your problems without having to look at a lot of code yourself. Sick burn. Dude, press 1 in the chat if this guy's talking about you. Just press 1 in the chat if this is you. It's okay. You don't have to feel bad. If this is you, just press 1 in the chat. It's okay. It's okay. I know there's a lot of, you know what I see? I see about 30, 40 people telling the truth. You know what I also see? I see the word sex. I also see about 1,770 people lie right now. Now, the first thing I see on Google, we just asked ChatGPT. Just ask ChatGPT already. All right, anyways. I'm sure you've been stuck for hours begging your colleagues to review your pull request. Why do you think it's taking so long? You're asking them to do the thing they hate most. All right, I lost myself when I full screened it. Look at someone else's code. I mean, to be fair, Dan, it could be the other thing that went wrong. Your pull request happens to be 700 changed lines spread across 14 files. Maybe I don't want to look at your code because your code's huge. By the way, right now, I have a PR. I kid you not, 10,000 lines changed right now. Ain't nobody reviewing that one. Oh, you know what happened? We had to go to a V2 version of a data source, and it changed every single way you request data and every single name of every event and every single property of every event. I've just done a full rewrite. That's all I've done for the last week. I just fully rewrote it, and I feel like a turd. I should have just rewrote it honestly, I should have just rewrote from the ground up. Would have been so much better, but instead, now look at me. All right, anyways, most people reading this have, at one point or another, approved a non-trivial pull request with a simple L. Yes. You've got tagged in on a bad day and didn't have the time to take a proper look at the code written by someone else. You have work to do. Who hasn't looked good to me yet? Who hasn't done this? Good enough. Honestly, if any change is longer than 150 lines, I just say TL, too long, didn't read, I'm sorry, or congrats. Like, that's it. That's what I say now. Because I'm not going to say it looks good to me, because it doesn't look good to me. It looks like horseshit to me. I don't know what it says. Sorry. Or congratulations. Only one thing can overcome engineers' hatred of code: their love of writing code. Software engineers will lock themselves in a room and do nothing but write code for hours. Some forget to eat, sleep, or poop. Notable engineers online invest hours of time writing about their code or about how they write code. Paradoxically, engineers love reading this stuff. Look at what we're doing right now. Even if they've never read the example code attached. I always skip over the... Oh, shit, Dan, are you a Benny Gesserit, Dan? He's a Benny Gesserit. That's the only possible answer. Okay, it's the only possible answer. Okay, he's the, what is it, the Quizart Haderach? Is that what this guy is? I swear, he's seeing into the future. Meaning of all kinds. Let's see, hold on. Notable. Let's see. Meetings of all kinds, technical and user documentation, testing, post-release monitoring, refactoring, all are common sources of frustration that cut into valuable time that could have otherwise been spent writing code. Engineers will spend enormous efforts learning or building tools to help them write more code. In the past couple of years, we've seen an entirely new generation of tooling emerge that can actually write code by itself, turning 10x engineers into 1,000x engineers. Asterisk. Use AI. Write stupid code faster with less thinking. Scientists observing engineering using AI in the wild have seen them writing 100x more slocks per hour. I think this was a GitHub. GitHub tried to say that the new, like, they've been measuring code output, and like 50-some% of all code written is now written by AIs via. And then you have to ask yourself two questions. One, how do they come up with that number? And two, man, how did they come up with that number? You know what? You know how they came up with that number? Well, let me tell you, buddy. VS Code has telemetry, man. Where do you think they're getting it from? Senior engineers have learned through hard-won experience that writing code is the ultimate diminishing return. They know that code becomes legacy the moment the first byte is saved to disk, absolutely. The rolling green fields of their youth are happy delusion, distracting from the cold, hard truth that all code demands maintenance. They have felt the pain of unmaintained system breaking at the worst possible time, which is pretty much every single time it breaks. This is a fact. This is a fact of life. There are a limited number of hours in the day. The more code that gets written, the more things that are to break. Oh my goodness, this is so good. The more of those precious hours will be taken up by maintenance. The only logical course of action is to minimize the amount of code in production at any given time. Senior engineers' passion for writing code has been augmented with an even stronger desire to delete it. My favorite PRs are the ones that have more red than green. We actually had like a contest to see who could commit the least amount of code. And it's not that, and we all had features to build, right? We all had features to build, and it was all about who creates the least amount of code was the winner. It demands no maintenance. It causes no downtime. It requires no testing. Senior engineers understand that unnecessary code should be eliminated at all costs, and new code must prove its worth before being allowed to live. This is part of what drives them to pore over other people's code and provide meticulous reviews. This isn't to say that senior engineers are cynics. There's still beauty to be found in creating an elegant solution to a complex problem. The joy of creation hasn't diminished, but it has been tempered by an understanding that less is more, and that every line of code they write comes at cost. Senior engineers have extraneous or hate extraneous code. They hate seeing time and effort invested into building yet another solution to an already solved problem. They hate code that doesn't need to exist, code that isn't providing value. Okay, so now this, on the other hand, I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time with this because I don't believe this. The problem about the term senior engineer is that I mostly define it in perspective to experience. And I've seen a lot of people with a lot of experience. F that fence. Get the hell out of here, Chesterton. Because the problem is that engineers, and I've seen this a lot, specifically senior engineers have a sickness. And the sickness is called not invented here syndrome. And it spreads. That's the thing about this, is that it spreads faster than any other sickness I've ever seen. You get one engineer that catches a little bit of not invented here syndrome, and all of a sudden you have a team. You have a corporate initiative. You have buy-in. All of a sudden you're inventing something that doesn't need to be invented because there's one small thing that didn't fit your use case. Be mindful of the cost that your code incurs. Wait. Just give me, where the hell is the GitHub thing? Where's the GitHubs? Give me the GitHubs. Our socket might be new. Our socket might not be the one I'm looking for. Hold on. Maybe this is the one I'm looking for. Dang it, where is it? Anyways, if you look at some sort of reactive sockets thing, you'll actually see code I've written for reactive sockets. You know why? Because I too have had a little bit of... I've been affected by not invented here syndrome, okay? Okay, it's hard. It's hard not to be. All of a sudden, you find yourself doing things that maybe you shouldn't be doing. You know, it just happens. Prime, you're speaking directly into my soul with these words. Amen. I know. Be mindful of the cost that your code incurs. Don't write new code when you can use, improve, or fix what already exists. If you must write new code, write only what you need to get the job done. Understand your tools and the system your code runs on. Leverage the features of those systems to minimize the code you need to write, and by extension, the cost that imposes on your team and system. Dude, this is such a good thing. I cannot tell you how many people I've seen in my entire lifetime write a script in Node to do something you can do in 25 characters on the command line. It is shocking how many times you see tools that exist because people can't use Xargs or Parallel. GNU Parallel. Learn to use GNU Parallel and the standard in, and your life will actually be a lot nicer. The amount of stuff you can do just with basic, I mean, we're talking about meat and potatoes knowledge of awk. I'm talking about like print 1, 2, 3, 4, and then passing in like an FS or an RS, right? Like not a lot. We're talking about like the most basic ones. Your mom has a nice standard in. Should see your standard out. Dang it, you lost my train of thought with that phenomenal comment. Now I can't even think. It's such a good one. Damn it. But either way, learn your command line tools, okay? Xargs, GNU, Parallel, sed, awk, even just basic. We're talking about the basics. You don't even have to get fancy at all. Grep, find, my mom's standard in. Like, just learn them because they're going to be valuable. You're going to use them and you're going to be happy. JQ is such a great, simple example. JQ is so good. Dude, just check this out. Okay, here we go. We're going to just create foo, and I'm going to put in here 3 things. Okay, watch this. Hello is 5, and I'm going to go like this. Okay, there we go. We got a little bit of something going on right here. Dude, you can gosh, what is it called? Foo, right? That's the thing. We can pass this into JQ, right? Bam, 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 bam. You can do things like this. Did you know that you could just go like this? Hello is greater than 7. Look at that. Like, just, you don't have to know a lot of JQ right here. I'm not asking for a lot of JQ. I'm just asking for a little bit of JQ, right? Just like a little bit, like not even a lot. If you do that and you go into here, oh my goodness. I don't know why I just got confused there. ID is 69. Whoopsies. What did I just do there? I don't know what I just did. ID is 69. There you go. 70, 71, 72. Okay, you can go in that, and then you can even pipe this and just select out ID. Whoopsie daisies, that's not it. That ain't it. That ain't it. Just let it go. I don't know how to do that, so I'm just so stupid that I literally just take this, pipe it into another JQ, and just select out ID. Now we just have 72. I just only grabbed 72. That's it. First try. 70, like I grabbed out the ID of the one that's greater than 7. Right? How great is that? Now we can do it again. We can do the one that's, how about greater than 6? Look at that. Look how stupid I am. I didn't even do it efficiently. But even just knowing these things exist can just make your life 1,000 times easier. Right? It's fantastic. I didn't build a database. I just used simple querying to get data out. You know how many times this will solve your problems? Just know what's available. Stop writing these crappy programs, and boom, you'll crush it, right? You'll love your life. You'll love, like, it's so much better. Sorry, I just get so passionate about this, like, understand your tools. Because you know why? The reason why I get so passionate about this, because I was the person on the other side of the fence. I was the person that said, why is this fence here? Let's tear it down. I hate it. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Why would anyone use Vim? I literally said that a bunch. Why would anyone use Vim? Vim is stupid. It makes no sense. Only losers use Vim. Why would anyone want to program on Linux? Why would anyone want to do these kind of things? I was that person, okay? I programmed C# in my Visual Studio with ReSharper. I looked down on everybody. I thought they're dumb. I thought NetBeans at one point was the greatest thing ever. You know, this happened, okay? And then all of a sudden I realized I was wrong. I was wrong one day when Anders Bakken from Netflix, I was like, hey, Anders Bakken, how does this thing work in Netflix over here? And at that point, I picked up Vim Motions because I liked the video game. So I was getting pretty fast. And he was just like, oh, you want to learn about that? All of a sudden, he's just hitting letters on the command line, flying through things and getting stuff done so fast. I've never seen anyone move with that speed in my life. And I thought, I'm doing it wrong. I'm wrong. I'm the person that's wrong. You know why I'm wrong? Because I can't do what that person just did. What he did in 30 seconds would have taken me 10 minutes, which means that I'm doing it wrong. I accepted it. I changed. He was using Emacs. I tried Emacs for about a year. I just like Vim better. What's his name, Tom? Anders. Okay. Classic Netflix on my team is pretty much just filled with Scandinavian people. I don't know what happened, but they all speak a language I don't understand. Their names are all like Anders and Jan. I don't know what's happening. It's fantastic. Anyways, the name is ThePrimeagen. The name is the Vimagen. What did he do? He loaded up a different Netflix build. He had it building in the background. He found the piece of code. He went to a couple different other places with different pieces of code and explained why a certain bug exists within just no time. I will be coding later. Yeah, I code in the evenings. Oopsies, it's called Engineers Hate Code. Just shut it down. It's a cool scene. Stuck in my mind for a long, oldish movie. Okay, what's going on here? I'm going to turn on alerts. What's happening here?
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Jerry, thank you very much.
Welcome
John,
to Costco.
Nathan, Schmidt, thank you very much. Boxcat, hey, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. And Noor Sofantini, give us your tech daddy. Oh, I'm going to give it to you so good. Facetious anarchist? Is that your name? I don't know how to say all these words. Okay. How do you say that? What does it mean? French Asardo, thank you very much. And Philippe Codes, I appreciate that. And Propane
Welcome to Costco.
Tropico.
I love you.
Propane Tropico. Let's go. Thank you very, very much. Oh, there's a hype train? What the hell?
Welcome to Costco.
When was there a hype train? Bernardo, thank you very much. And Crimson Mana, thank you for the 25 subs again. You're always lurking, never talking, and I appreciate you a ton. Okay, Laren TV, let's go. All right, you guys ready for one more? You ready for the go one? No, I'm going to do go right now, Acorn. Dark City, movie. Oh, I love Dark City. It was a really strange movie. So, I can't remember much about it other than I liked it. It was super, super strange. I think I want to watch it again.
Welcome to Costco.
Just to try to like see it in my older age when I'm smarter and faster and quicker and all those things. Toby Knott, let's go. Hyperplex CSS, please. I feel bad watching videos. In general, I feel bad about watching videos because when people write articles, like 12 engineers read it. I don't want to hurt someone's ability
Welcome to Costco.
in the long term to get a bunch
you.
of eyeballs on their stuff. And so, I feel like when I read articles, I can give people a lot of eyeballs that otherwise wouldn't be there. I've been going back and forth on the React content via video, okay? I mean that. I've been having a hard time. You know what I mean? I don't know. Should I do that? Should I not do that? I don't know. I don't know if I'm right. I cannot say I'm right because people I've reacted to have also seen their subscriber growth go from a little bit up to a whole bunch really quickly because I did that. Yeah. Exactly. So I see that's the problem is I don't know what is the right way, right? I want to respect people and do all the good things. And then also the other thing, I know, but I can't always get permission, right? Sometimes you just can't get a hold of people. Hey, Quantumifier,
Welcome to
Anton, thank you
Costco.
very much for that. I
love
appreciate
you.
it. I think it's a net positive. I think it's a net positive too, but people don't. Please don't do react on it. That's literally what I've been doing for the last hour.
Welcome to Costco.
What are you talking about? That's literally all we're doing. Do you hear that gunshot? Okay, that's what we're doing. Look up Dark. No,
Welcome to
yeah,
Costco.
it's a shitty video, and he's wrong. He provides no science or no rigor to his opinions, and he's literally the worst version of React content, which he is a drama reactor. Okay, I don't have any respect for the guy. Okay, I don't need to be a part of whatever he does. Ugh, right? I ain't into drama. Okay, I'm not gonna go make reaction videos about drama. Okay, so no, thank you. Okay, I don't want that. Article React is awesome. Okay, Crimson Mana! People! Okay, Crimson Mana, thank you. I missed a couple subs in there. Hey, Estras, is it French pronunciation? Xavier? Javier? Or Xavier? What are we talking about? I think there's one more. And I forget which one it is. But I think it's like a C. Javier? You're muted. No, I'm not. Xavier. Thank you very much. Estras. Xavier. Man of Salad, thank you for the 20 gifted subs. You didn't have to do that. You man of salad. Love it. It's it's Xavier. Thank you very much. Nazgul. Thank you very much. Yeah. Quantumifier again, thank you. Toby Not again, thank you. And thank you, Quantumifier, for your own personal sub. I almost missed that. Are you Austrian? No, I'm not Austrian. Do I look Austrian? My pleasure? No. My pleasure. Okay, your pleasure, but thank you. Where can I learn Mojo? I don't know. Mojo.com, online.net? I don't know. So anyways, this whole idea of React video versus not React video, like no one can say that's true or not true, okay? No one can try, because here's the thing. You go here, and you go like this. Mix Morris, right? Let's look up Mix Morris, okay? This bump right here, that was me reacting to one of his videos, right there. He got like 800 subscribers in one day, and then another 300 the next day. And so he went with a bunch of not getting subscribers to getting some subscribers, and then my video fizzled out too. So is that bad? Is that good? I don't know. I like Mix Morris. I think Mix Morris is awesome. He's one of the best tech creators out there, right? I don't know. That's the problem, is that I can't tell if it's good or bad, because I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know, right? Oh, no problem. There's a problem with long-term impact? Sort of. That's the problem, is you can't A/B test it. See, that's the problem, is you're saying this, but you actually have no foundation to whether that's true or not. Now, I've seen some good videos about it. I saw one person going over Asmongold's and his React video and his statistics, but it's very, very hard to tell if it's true or not. It's just very, very hard, right? Did some no creators reached out to me. It's just me thinking out loud. You know what I mean? And said he's good. Yeah, I know, exactly. Do you like Asmongold? Yeah, I do. I like Asmongold. So it's very hard to know what it is. I have general rules, though. I try not to ever react to any sort of drama other than if it's Rust Foundation trying to directly impact people. Right? If it's Rust Foundation directly trying to impact people, I will react to it. But besides for that, I pretty much do no I do no drama stuff. I don't want to do drama. It's so boring. Milk drama, I know. Dude, it's just so boring. It's so boring. It is just the most boring crap ever. People just need to get a life and go touch grass for a while. I think the net impact is that you're kickstarting the algo for smaller creators. This is true. So I know a couple people with whom had no, 200 subscribers, and they went up to 2,000 subscribers. Drama's exhausting. Drama's so exhausting. I don't want to be a part of any of it. How about half of the new creators I discover have been from reactions? This is the hard part, which is, what is the value of reaction? Well, another thing I don't do is I try never to react super negative to a creator. And if I react negative to a creator, I tend not to, I don't release it, right? Like if I can't do a positive reaction to somebody, I don't do it. Just because I don't want people to go and like shit on them. Because, you know, it'd be sad, right? I try to have some rules, some internal rules, you know what I mean? Jonathan Blow's videos reactor, maybe. I've done some Jonathan Blows, but I feel like I can be more negative towards him because he invites it, right? In the sense that he's a guy that wants to have good, solid discussion, so I can disagree with him. I have no problem disagreeing with him. And plus, he's more of a quote-unquote famous person, so you can do that. I don't know what's wrong with reactions. I haven't quite landed on whether I want to or not, right? I don't know, right? Disagree does not equal hate, exactly. But some people can't see the difference, right? You can also limit the reaction for the same channel. Yep, I know. Yeah, I mean, I know that's the argument. You're literally just quoting Dark Viper, which literally just
give me the meat and give it to me raw.
He just reacts to drama, right? I don't think that's good, right? But he can do what he wants to do. That's up to him. I'm not going to do it. They hate us because they ain't us. All right. Yes, flat buffers are ideal, but they're also the hardest ones to maintain, right? It's an impossible. What you're asking for is an impossible thing, right? I cannot tell you the right answer. I cannot tell you the right answer, okay? I cannot tell you the right answer, so therefore I'm not going to tell you the right answer. Sensationalism for the birds. And birds are obviously government drones. That's why, like I said, that's why I'm on the fence for video reactions. And I'm really trying to be very good about the ones I do. I try to always talk to every creator that I video react to before I do anything. Oh, clearly sausage. Don't do Pop-Tarts. I don't do rage bait. I think rage bait is gross. I personally think it's gross. That's also why you're not going to catch me doing gambling streams. Right? Yeah, I know I'm legally in the clear. And I know that all the things I do, like I already know everything that I do for React content. The video's 5 minutes long. It's a 15-minute long video because, you know, I'm trying to discuss it and all those things. I'm not worried about that. The official guidelines are law. Law is the official guideline, right? A chance for Fortnite. There is still a chance for Fortnite. Create your own gambling video. I can't say which one I would do, but I can tell you this much. If you guys ever catch me doing drama or making videos off of drama other than the Rust Foundation. Rust Foundation is fair game because they keep screwing people. But besides for the Rust Foundation, if you're catching me doing drama, call me out. I'm free to be called out on that one. Okay? You can say, hey, yo, I don't think it's very good. You are the drama. I try not to be the... Dude, I try so hard not to be the drama. The only thing that I'm going to get in trouble for is probably insulting Dark Viper. So that's why after this, I will probably just simply deactivate the content. DHH? Yeah, DHH, he's an interesting guy because... See, so this is where things get kind of complicated, is DHH, Jonathan Blow, public figures, I get to have different reactions to, right? So a public figure is someone that they've built, they have their own crowd, they have their own stuff, right? So that's different because I'm allowed to say, hey, I think what you're saying is bad. That's different, right? So public figures get to be different versus individuals. Like this person, Dimitri, I don't want to say anything bad about Dimitri. I don't know Dimitri, and he's writing this great article about arena stuff. So I want to do that. I like this take. Yeah, well, it's just like politics, right? I think you should be able to say mean things about politicians all you want, even though I don't like to do that. I don't engage in that. But you shouldn't take Sally from down the street and say mean things about her on the internet, right? Because you don't know her. She's not a politician. Just leave her alone. She's not a public figure, right? I think I saw, let's see, hold on. I think I saw Theo look at a little surprised in your joint videos with him where you mentioned bad developers do that, but it was most likely his team in reference. I'm not sure. I don't know which one that was, but I mean, I could have done that. When talk with George Hotz. I don't know. I think George Hotz and I, probably two ships passing the night. I think he's a cool guy. I'd talk to him. I think okay, real talk. I would rather go get beers and chat with George Hotz offline than I would go do like some public thing. I think we would have a lot more fun than doing something online. Right? Right? I think it's just more fun. I think I could laugh and all that kind of stuff. Thank you. I'm trying to have some principled stance. Granted, I don't have the most principled. I'm not the most principled person, but I'm trying. What about 5 minutes in the cage? Who would you choose? Elon or Zuck? Oh, probably Zuck. I've seen his BJJ recently, and we all know lizards are disproportionately strong. So, you know what I mean? Not a whole tall glass of whole milk? Hell yeah. I mean, Zuck, he's kind of chiseled these days. The man's yoked, okay? Have you ever done a video on how teams successfully manage tech debt versus feature request? No. Zuck has the power of AI. Yeah, Elon is a heavyweight, though. Yeah, I know, but it's really easy to get tired. Zuck is the real thing. Dude, he's the real thing. I don't want to fight Zuck. Dude, imagine getting pinned by Zuck. Just real talk. Imagine getting your ass kicked by Mark Zuckerberg. Do you realize how awful that would be to get your ass kicked by Mark Zuckerberg? All right, I'm going to do this, and then we're going to, let's do this right here. Here we go. Go 1.20, experiment, memory arenas versus traditional memory management. Is traditional, like, managed memory? Because that would be more traditional, right? Isn't garbage collection modern memory management? I don't even know now. Now you got me all confused, Dimitri, but let's find out what you have to say. Go arenas are an experimental feature. The API and implementation is completely unsupported, and the Go team makes no guarees about a compatibility or whether it will even continue to exist in any feature release or future release. Awesome. Okay, this seems exciting. This is exciting. This is some cutting-edge Go, people. All right, Go 1.20 introduces an experimental concept of arenas. Exciting. For memory management, which can be used to improve performance of your Go programs. In this blog post, we'll look at it. What are arenas? How do they work? How can you determine if your program could benefit from arenas? How we used arenas to optimize our services. So this is super exciting because, again, if you can make Go slightly faster, like Go is a super simple language to get right, get it shipped, and move on. So if you can make it even slightly more faster, like that'd be crazy. All right, because memory is a huge churn on any system. Memory is going to be one of your biggest causes for things being slow. Let's see. What are memory arenas? Go is a programming language that utilizes garbage collection, meaning that the runtime automatically manages memory allocation and deallocation for the programmer. This eliminates the need for manual memory management, but it comes with a cost. Absolutely. The Go runtime must keep track of every object that is allocated, leading to increased performance overhead. Yep, classic. And then it also has to find out which ones can be cleaned up. In certain scenarios, such as when an HTTP server processes requests with large protobuf blobs, which contain many small objects, this can result in the Go runtime spending a significant amount of time tracking each of those individual allocations and then deallocating them. As a result, this also causes significant performance overhead. One thing I don't know about Go that's true in JavaScript is that like everything is its own object. Therefore, like a map with maps in it or an object with maps in it are actually two separately tracked items. So I'm not sure if that's true in Go or not. I don't know. So anyways, arenas offer a solution to this problem by reducing the overhead associated with many smaller allocations. In this protobuf blob example, a large chunk of memory, an arena, can be allocated before parsing, enabling all parse objects to then be placed within an arena and tracked as a collective unit. Once parsing is completed, the entire arena can be freed at once. Okay, so this is like effectively, in some sense, you're saying that this object can only be referenced by a certain amount of items and they're all in one single group, so it's very, very simple. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. This is kind of like a cool concept. I like it. Okay, so garbage collector, yeah, they have all these individual objects versus just have them all in one. Okay, I like this. Okay, so this is what they mean by an arena. Okay, identifying code that could benefit from arenas. Any code that allocates a lot of small objects could potentially benefit from arenas, but how do you know if your code allocates too many? In our experience, the best way to find out is to profile your program. Yep, nice. Pyroscope. Okay, Pyroscope is one of these. Cool. So they give you like a little arena or allocation. Allocation. I believe they call these icicle graphs because they hang from the top. It's just a flame graph. I call it a flame graph. Okay, just invert it and boom, you got yourself a flame graph. I'm not really sure why we decided to flip flame graphs upside down. But, you know, we went there, and now look at us. Now look at us. Now we got icicles, okay? I don't understand it. What the hell's happening here? Okay? The purple nodes in this allocated objects flame graph represent where arenas may be most effective. Oh, interesting. I wonder how that works or why they're colored purple, what makes them that way. Oh, samples. There's a lot of samples. Objects in RAM. There's a lot of objects in RAM. Okay. Okay. You can see the majority of allocations, this many, come from one area of code. Oh, okay. So it's this one right here? Or are you talking about this one? Or are you talking about this one? I'm not sure which one they're talking about, but somewhere in there. Usually how I read this is this one is the one that allocated all this. This one allocated from here to here, and this one allocated from here to here, right? That's how I'd read it. But let's see. Okay. Given that it represents 65% of allocations, this is a good candidate for using arenas. But is there enough of a performance benefit to be gained by cutting down these allocations? Let's take a look at the CPU profiler. Okay, so it does look like you're getting the same kind of area right here. Okay, exciting. Purple nodes in this CPU flame graph represents potential for performance improvements. All right, let's go. A few things stand out. The program spends a lot of CPU time in the same insert stack A function. Okay, so there could be some gains. Is it the memory that's causing it? If you search for runtime malloc GC, multiple pink nodes at the bottom, you'll see that the function is called frequently in various different places and takes about 14% of our total execution time. So this is typically how I do this for node. Node, I'll look for major and minor GC, and I will look for how much of the program's time am I spending in major or minor GC, and that's really your garbage collection win. Now, where this makes a huge win is inside of requests, right? Inside of a server. Because once your server can reduce that, it actually makes a disproportionately huge effect in how much you actually get done. Because a single request, the problem why is that it's like a multiple, right? So in Node, when a single request hits with the garbage collection, all other requests that are waiting all get hit with the same garbage collection. So a 200 millisecond stop isn't just a 200 millisecond for a singular request. It's a 200 millisecond for the 10 requests in there. So the amount of speed you gain by reducing garbage collection goes up significant amounts inside of a node application. That's why, garbage collections are a really good thing to think about. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's the same in Go. I don't know exactly how Go works, but if it also has freeze the world garbage collection, then you could argue the exact same thing. Every single one of those will all have to freeze, and therefore a 14% isn't just 14%. It could be 140%, right? You don't know how much it will actually improve your response time and all that. About 5% of the CPU time is spent in runtime big mark worker. Okay, awesome. So in theory, if we optimize all of our allocations in this program, we could cut about 14% plus 5%, 19% CPU time. This would translate in 90% cost savings and latency improvement for all of our customers. In practice, it's unlikely that we could truly get those numbers down to zero, but this is still a significant chunk of work. Yep. Okay, optimizations we made. If you're interested in following along, there's a public pull request for Pyroscope repository that you can use as a reference. To begin, we created a wrapper component that is responsible for dealing with allocations of slices or structs. If arenas are enabled, this component allocates slices using an arena. Otherwise, it uses a standard make function. We do this by using a build tags. Okay, I don't know much about build tags in Go. This allows for easy switching between arena allocations and standard allocations at build time. Okay, perfect. So there's no runtime overhead is what they're saying. It just chooses one or the other. Perfect. Then we added initialization and cleanup calls for our arenas around the parser code. After that, we replaced regular make calls with make calls from our wrapper component. Finally, we built Pyroscope with arenas enabled and gradually deployed it to our production environment. Okay. Let's see. Flame graph with the represented CPU time per function. Is this supposed to be the same as this one? I mean, it looks like the same, right? So 13%. 13%. Okay, the flame graph above represents a profile after we've implemented the changes. You can see that many of the runtime malloc calls are now gone. I couldn't see them before. I guess I'd have to kind of run through this. Is there a way to oh, is this one over here? Yeah. Okay, so is this one 4%? Oh, is all pink that? Okay, so all pink. Okay, so all pink is allocation stuff. Okay. So now pink is all in one nice little area. I mean, I can't really tell if it's different. I don't know how to do searchings. I don't know how to use this thing well. Anyways, the flame graph above represents a profile after we've implemented the changes. You can see that many of the runtime malloc GC calls are gone, but are now replaced with arena-specific equivalent. You can also see that the garbage collection overhead is cut in half. It's hard to see the exact amount of savings from solely looking at the flame graphs, but when looking at our Grafana dashboard, which combines our flame graphs with CPU utilization from AWS metrics, we saw an approximate 8% reduction in CPU usage. This translates into an 8% cost savings for our cloud build particular services. Well, that's only if you can technically scale it correctly, right? I think you have to be at a pretty good amount. But look at that. That's cool, right? Like, that means you can handle a lot more requests. What I'd really like to see is the latency, or not the latency, the round trip times. What do you do with the 50th percentile? What happens to the 50th percentile and the 75th percentile? Because the 99th will probably remain near the same, right? The 99th and the 99.9, those probably all remain the same. But like the 50th percentile or the 75th percentile, how much do you shrink that back? You could actually see a very significant percentage shrink back. This may not seem like a lot, but it's important to note that this is a service that has already been optimized quite a bit. For example, the protobuf parser that we use doesn't allocate any extra memory at all. Garbage collection overhead 5% is also lower end of the spectrum for our services. We think that there's a lot more room for improvement other than parts of the code base, and so we're excited to continue to experiment with arenas. This is actually really cool. This is super cool. Now I want to play with it. Damn it, I'm supposed to be studying for HTMX and OCaml, and now I want to go play with Go all of a sudden, right? Trade-offs. While arenas can provide performance benefits, it's important to consider the trade-offs before using them. The main drawback using arenas is that you use arenas, you now have to manage memory manually, and if you're not careful, this leads to serious problems. Absolutely. Failing to properly free memory can lead to memory leaks. I know, but this is a problem with all maps, right? So, I mean, you still have this exact same problem in any long-living map. Attempting to access an object from a previously freed arena may cause program crashes. Absolutely. Classic, really. Here's our recommendation. Only use arenas in critical code paths. Do not use them everywhere. Good call. Profile your code before and after using arenas to make sure you're adding arenas in areas that they can provide most benefit. Yep. Definitely profile your code before and find where the memory is being churned the most, right? Even Node has this. You can add object pools to Node, and you can see huge performance benefits by looking where you allocate the most amount of memory. And what I found, especially with like callback objects, it's really, really good to use like bound functions and all that. It's very, very good. Hog stack, I know, I'm very excited for the hog stack. The hog or the gog stack. Pay close attention to the life cycle of the objects created in the arena. Make sure you don't leak them to other components. Yep. So you definitely have to have internal implementation details. Use defer a free to make sure. Yes, beautiful. Use clone to clone objects back to the heap. Okay, beautiful. The other major drawback at the moment is Go arenas are experimental feature. The API and the implementation is completely unsupported, and the Go team makes no guarantee about backwards compatibility or whether it will even continue to exist in future releases. I think it's really exciting, though. I really do hope they kind of pursue this, because I really love the idea of having escape hatches to manually manage your own memory, because it is such a huge benefit when it is a benefit. You know, for the most part, a lot of the things you do is super ephemeral. You don't care. But there are those few times where it's just like, if I could manage memory right here, I could like eliminate half my programs like running time just for this one thing. I have this exact thing right now, and I wish I could just so what I do in JavaScript, I kid you not, what I do in JavaScript at my job right now is I do this stupid stuff where I'll be like get items equals some sort of awaiting and getting this thing, right? I get some sort of array back, right? This returns an array of something, right? Something, yeah. And then I have to go through it, right? I do some sort of while items length, right? Something that looks like this, and do items pop, because then I'm reducing it one at a time. And then at the end, I go items equals null, because I have to, which means that I have to use a let here, and it's all complicated in one part because I actually use too much memory. And then by doing this and importing GC and enforcing GC, I can keep memory down. Like, this is crazy what I have to do, but my program goes to 8 gigabytes sometimes, or I can keep it at 200 megabytes by enforcing manual memory management in Node, which is totally the worst thing ever, and I hate it, and I have to write stupid code like this, but I do, because that's what I have to do, and I don't want to do it, right? I wish I had I wish I had more things, right? Anyways, The Go team has received a lot of feedback about arenas, and we'd like to address some of the concerns that we've seen from the community. Most frequently mentioned issue with arenas is that they make the language more complicated by adding an implicit and not immediately obvious way for programs to crash. Absolutely. One positive thing about Go is that Go does not want complexity. And there's something about that is very beautiful in of itself. Even if you don't like it, it's still beautiful. Most of the criticism is well-founded but misdirected. We are not anticipating arenas becoming widespread. We view arenas as a powerful tool, but one that only is suitable for specific situations. In our view, arenas should be included in the standard library. However, their usage should be discouraged, much like the usage of unsafe, reflect, or seago. This is really good. This is perfect. Our experience with arenas has been very positive, and we were able to show that arenas can significantly reduce the amount of time spent in garbage collection and memory allocations. The experiment described in this article focused on a single, already highly optimized service, and we were still able to squeeze 8% extra performance by using arenas. We still think that many users can benefit a lot more from arenas. Absolutely. If you don't have an optimized one, you're just creating wild objects, you could really get some good stuff. In addition to that, we also find that arenas are easier to implement compared to other optimizations that we have tried in the past, such as using buffer pools. Pools are very hard to use. Pools are super easy to leak. Or writing custom allocation-free protobuf parsers. This is like ultra-duper-duper hard. And compared to the other types of optimizations, they share the same drawbacks, but provide more benefits. So in our view, arenas have a net win. I am completely on this one right here. This is like totally a W right here, because this makes perfect sense, because it is so hard to do the other optimizations. Pooling objects is non-trivial. It's easy to get it wrong. It's easy to leak memory. It's easy to do the wrong thing. Yeah, pools are easy if you ignore exceptions. Yeah, they're simple. And also, oopsie daisy, stale data, and some other things that accidentally happen, and blah, 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 blah. Arenas are a powerful tool for optimizing Go programs, particularly in the scenarios where your program spends significant amount of time parsing large protobuf or JSON blobs. They have the potential to provide significant performance improvements, but it also is important to note that they are an experimental feature, and there's no guarantees of compatibility. Yep. All right, awesome. Beautiful, beautiful article. Thank you, Dimitri. This was fantastic. Really liked it, and I'm actually pretty excited about Go. To me, this just makes Go more appealing. Because what this says to me is that Go isn't fine with 95% performance. They want that 99. And if you can get 99, you're looking creamy smooth, right? Because with JavaScript, you cannot do this, right? Like, this is just not currently a thing for JavaScript, and nor do I really want it in JavaScript. Because anything that is done with JavaScript tends to get wildly abused. You know what I mean? Wildly abused. So, this is beautiful. This is actually really beautiful. And I think is Leptos Greg here? Is Leptos Greg here? Greg, I'm using some more Leptos tonight. I don't know if you know that, but dude, I'm going deep on Leptos, Greg. Look at this. Look at this beautiful stuff. I'm just about to grab some data from Terso, but I'm using a local file client, which makes it even better, right? Just grabbing it from that example. Love it. Anyways, Greg, you're a great guy. Great guy, Greg. Everybody, give great guy, Greg, big claps. Everybody, great guy. The name is I really do love Leptos, and it is solely the reason why I'm continuing to use Rust no matter what. I think I would switch to OCaml and use OCaml for my backends, but at this point I still use Rust because of Leptos, because Leptos is that amazing. Jen. Like, I truly think Leptos plus HTMX has an extremely viable future. Oh, nice. I think it actually has a huge viable future. It's incredible. Speaking of HTMX, do you want to react to my HTMX Twitter thread? I do, but not today. Honestly, Parasocial Fix, I will react to it tomorrow. Give you all the sweet creds. Can you do it? Because you know what? I watch cutie streamers. Well, hey, I'm a cutie streamer. It's so close to a 10K stars. Oh, really? People, go on GitHub and give this some stars already. Oh gosh, I'm gonna go on here and be. I've already started. Hey, people, star this already. Star it already. Come on. And then after you get done doing this, let's do a double niceness to Greg. A double niceness to Greg. Hey, almost 10K stars on Leptos. Give it a star immediately. Boom. We're going to do this. And then I want everybody to go here. And I want you to retweet this and like it so that people see it, so we can actually get this thing above 10K right now. We could actually get this thing above 10K. So just like it, make it happen. Okay, I know It's weird for me to ask you this, but just do it. Yeah, absolutely rig it. Let's rig it. Let's rig the shit out of this. Okay? We want this to go far because Leptos is an incredible piece of software. Oh. 9947. We're almost there, people. 9947. 10K. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got the 10K. It's not 10K yet. It's not technical 10K. They round up. But let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. W's, people. We got so many W's here. That was sweet. Are you the Netflix guy? Are you the Netflix, by the way, guy? I am Netflix, by the way. By the way, I am Netflix, by the way. Not to be mistaken with leptospirosis. Very, very different. All right. That is it, people. I need to go to twitch.tv, and we need to go off, and I need to go to work. You know, it's work time. You know what I mean? 10K stars. That is so awesome. Should we do another Justine Day? We haven't done Justine in a while. We could also do Madhu Dev. Great. I love Madhu Dev. So what do you want to do? Madhu Dev or Justine? Madhu Dev or Justine? Great stream. Thank you, thank you. Hey, you're great, Melky. I love you. There we go. Just stay live. We want you. Oh, thank you. By the way, if you don't follow Melky Dev, the Milkman, as some people call it, Milkman. Okay? You go to Melky Dev, okay? And we're going to go like this. Shout out Melky. Okay? If you don't know Melky, he's awesome. All right. I realize I have alerts off, so let me turn back on alerts. This song is nothing but a straight banger.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
The Milkman, as we call him.
Welcome to Costco.
Which we all know is
I love you.
Kind of weird, Melky. I'm just saying. Melky, am I hearing something, Melky? Hey, Hacksaw, thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm that old. Yeah, you are. Look at you. Thank you very much. Standard robot, 2 buffers sitting in a pool, 5 feet apart. Let's go. Melky, hey, thank you for the resubscribe, 29 months. Let's go. Oatsy, let's go. $5 a month. You know it. Christoph, hey, arenas are nice. They are nice. I really like arenas. And Pikachu, thank you for the 5 community subs. Not yet, baby girl. You can't. Come on. Baby girl,
Welcome
don't do
to
it.
Costco. I love you.
What was that? You broke the honey jar? All right, I gotta go. We got glass on the floor. It looks like Madhu Dev is just slightly creeping out over Justine. So the only thing I can do then is we'll do Justine. Don't you play the guitar? Yeah?
I feel like they're just
Have a high five?
like just make your kitchen look so nice.
That it looks like ice cream, but it was actually this. And Betty on the blue on the Bible looks like and the other one, Betty actually lives there. And she was the other one.
So how did she get the so remember, you can't give her glass because she doesn't know how to hold it.
She just I can wrap it.
You want to come on my lap?
Got it and she tapped it on the table.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
Say, yo, what's up?
You're saying before he cheats by carrying everybody one of your favorites.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Let's go. All right. All right. So Dad's gonna get off, and we're gonna go.
Her on
Okay.
American Idol back in the day.
All right.
Crazy, huh?
Bye, everybody.
Now she's
Say bye bye.
her own clothing line and stuff.
Say bye bye. Bye bye.
Hi, Wafia. How are ya? I always thought she should have her own
Did you just
underwear.
fart? Yes. I know. Who is that?
Don't think of her name.
I know. Who is that?